WIIFTBP. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
Today we learned that a Kentucky state grand jury found that the officer responsible for killing Breonna Taylor. Rulings like this one set us back and come as yet another challenge to the hard work and progress we've already made. It means we fight even harder against the systems of inequality and injustice designed to keep too many of us down. We will and we must continue to say her name. We will and we must continue to demand justice. And we will and we must do everything in our power to prevent any more names from being added to this roll, like George Floyd, or closer to home, Rekia Boyd, and Laquan McDonald, and too many others. I want you to know that I support you and will do everything in my power to protect you.
Regarding the CBS 2 story last night about the raid on the social worker's home, why did your administration go to court to try and prevent the body camera video from being broadcast? And why is your administration asking a federal judge to punish Miss Young for sharing video of her own home being raided?
And I watched that video. Now, this case was litigated in federal court. The federal judge put in place an order. There's allegations that she has violated that. A federal judge put rules in place. It's for that judge to determine whether or not that was appropriate. I'm not going to sit here and second guess a federal judge or how the information related to that matter was handled. That's for that judge who I know and is very competent and I'm sure will be fair in assessing.
Oh my God, this cannot be right!
Because COPA has not yet made a decision in 22 months on this.
I just, look, we got to fess up and we got to clean it up.
You have the wrong place! You got the wrong house! You got the wrong house!
We will and we must continue to say her name.
You sure looking good tonight, baby. I just wanna make sweet love to you tonight, baby. Come on. If you don't mind, let me tell you.
Hey there, sexy lady of my dreams. Can I have you here with me? I just wanna love you down. Yeah. I'm making you scream my name. Loving your body. I'll be kissing your body. And I'll be caressing your body. Oh, baby, just come on. Loving your body. I'll be loving, feeling your body. And I'm gonna touching your body all night, baby. Now I'm about to fulfill your fantasy. So come a little closer, bring your body to me. I'm trying to take my time, I won't rush at all, 'cause you deserve the best. I'm gonna love, I'm gonna kissing your body until the morning comes. Caressing your body, oh baby, just come on. Loving your body, and let me feeling your body, and I just wanna touching your body. If you don't mind, baby, let me loving your body. I just wanna kissing your body. Don't stop me, baby. Kissing your body. Oh, baby, come on. Loving your body. And let me feel your body. Please, baby, touching your body. Baby. La 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 la. Oh, baby. Please. Oh, please, baby. We're gonna get it on. Tonight, let's get it on. Get it on. I wanna love. Kissing your body. All night, baby. Kissing your body. Oh, baby. Don't stop long. Just let me love you. I just wanna touch you all night long. Come on. I wanna do it again. I wanna do it again. I just can't get enough of you, baby. Feeling your body, touching your body. I just wanna feel you tonight, baby. Makes me love. If you don't mind, if you don't sip a little wine, sip a little wine, spend a little time. Ooh, I wanna make me love. Ooh, I wanna make me love. Ooh, I wanna make me love.
WIIFTBP.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stoger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis in the building, because you know Ruthie done moved to Tuesdays and Thursdays. Todd done went to once a quarter. Oh, dang, Riis, I was so busy this weekend, I forgot to scribble his name out. I think I might just, scratch it out. Like scratch it out. Just you know how when somebody, you know how you could just make them a nice, graceful, but you know, Todd didn't, you know, he done faked me out so many times now. I mean, he be talking to me like, I'll be there tomorrow. I mean, hey, I'm off on Friday. He's like, then he'd be like, then the next week I talk to him, he'd be like, oh, I was just tired. I just couldn't do it. You know, made me start to think, what has Todd been doing all this time? He got a desk job, dog. How you that tired? You got a desk job. Riis always, you know, it was hard for me to do a desk job.
It's like it's always in my life been hard for me. Like, I think since I started in fast food, I always feel like, you ever notice like I'm always like, because I feel like you got time to lean, you got time to clean. Todd got a desk job. Todd had a desk job his whole life. All you had to do was be like, hey, you over there. Could you help me get this over here? Right? Todd used to be at work asking people to bring him a glass of water like your parents. You know, they, Mr. President, let me get you a glass of water. You be like, really though? You can't take your go to the water fountain. And now, you know, give a dude, and then he got banker's hours, Riis. He don't even gotta be there at like 10. He like 10 to 3. 10 to 3. And he can't make it. He can't make it in. Not even on the off day. Oh, you know what, Riis?
You can't tell his whole schedule, man.
Hey man, I'm telling it all. I'm telling. All right. Y'all be around here. Y'all be around here like, it's okay though, Todd. I got you, dog. I got you. I want y'all to remember, this is the story of my life, y'all. Story of my life. You be like, yo, let me help you out. And then as soon as you help somebody out, they want to use it to kick you. No, I'm just playing. I'm happy for Todd. I'm happy Todd's got a gig. I'm happy that Todd is doing his thing, putting it down for his family. But you know, I would like for him to stop in. You know what I'm saying? I'm like one of them dudes. You just got to touch base. You got to check in. They'll be like, I'm still part of the, you know, just touch base. You ain't got it ain't got to be nothing funny. Just touch base. All right. It's the Maze Jackson Show. No Ruthie Mo. You think Ruthie's still getting it in from Sweetest Day? That's why she ain't come in today. Did she take an extended Sweetest Day week? Oh, Ruthie. Ruthie around here, Sweetest Day. Wake up! Around here. All right. I ain't gonna even say nothing. Hey, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show, but rockin' with me, who I can count on. It's funny, man. You ever been somewhere where you can smell the people? Right? Like, you know how you been somewhere, like you been in and you been out, and it's like you come in, like clearly y'all had just left, because when so I had so check this out. Real talk. Woke my son up, y'all, yesterday morning at 7 o'clock. And you know he's salty. You wake him up at 7 o'clock on a Sunday. Let's go. Made him get up, made him drive me. Look, bro, we took I made him get on 290. Did the merge to the Dan Ryan. He had his Dan Ryan drive. Then from his Dan Ryan, took it down 87. Came all the way back up 87. He ain't want to get back on this prep. Look, we got there early, but when we came back, because we went to go get a haircut. But on the way back, you know, when the traffic was a little heavier, you know, you get at 87th, you get right there at 87th in the Dan Ryan, and the people knocking on the windows, and you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey. He looking around like, you know, the brothers don't want to let you over. Get over. What you looking at me for? Get over. Then he was like, can we take the street? I was like, if you want to be a punk. So then
from 80-something back to the...
Man, so I made him take it. Nah, didn't look. So, no, we took it. So he took it 87 to 55th, right? Because it was Bears game. So I really didn't feel like being stuck in the traffic. So we took it from 87 to 55th. We stopped by TP. You know, I had to go do I stopped by TP to check on Big Swill. Check out Big Swill at TP, man. He got new inventory. They got the camouflage T-shirts if you want them. They even got lady shirts now. They got ladies cuts on the tees. They got new hoodies in. They stocked up. Stocked up. Plus, they got support your local weed man shirts there too. Then, you know what, Riis opened up a raw cone. He got like a raw cone section. Like, it's just like raw everything. Like, they got, hey man, I didn't even know they had, Riis, you ever seen them things where you could smoke three joints at one time? It's like a pitchfork. It's called a trident. And like you put one in each one, and then you light them on, and you be. They got one with 5 of them. Little rounds around there looking like I might have to give me one of these. Riis, you know they got things not. Big Swill got this thing up at the stove where you put it around your neck and you put your thing in there, your joint in there, and then you ain't even gotta hold it. You could just and then be talking, and it be.
Y'all getting expensive over there. I see y'all.
Hey, no, he got, then you know he got the Toker's mask in. You know what that is, Riis? You ever seen that? It's the mask where it's got a flap. So you just pull the flap back, stick the bee in, cover it up. You ain't got to take your mask off. I'm like, what else do they have for? They got all types of everything down there for the smokers. What your name is? I'm trying to get the what's in it for the black. I'm trying to get Swill to carry the what's in it for the black people candles. But what your name too busy having a damn birthday to be handling the business. Speaking of birthdays, what's this back-to-back birthdays? Because you know yesterday was Tiger Lily's birthday. Now, I'm going to tell you something. You know Tiger is obviously in the mix because she got dang near 200 birthday wishes on my page. You know how you trying to tell somebody happy birthday, and then the next thing you know, I was like, I don't need all these alerts. I know y'all like her and stuff. That's cool. Nah, happy birthday to Tiger. Now, and you know I typed hers in all caps, right? I was happy birthday, Tiger Lily, and boom, Facebook played dinging all day long. I thought it was because, you know why I thought it was dinging all day though, Riis, right?
Why you thought that?
You know why. Go ahead. Say it, man. Go ahead. Give more props, dog. Go ahead. Yeah, I thought it was dinging because I got all my blue check. You was hating on me. That let me see.
Still OJ.
Let me see. Let me see.
You still like you always say. You still
I'm
OJ.
still OJ.
Still OJ.
Not in the black world though. Not on Facebook. No, anyway. Happy birthday to. So do I get to say what your name is today? What your name is? Happy birthday to Janessa Martin. Now you may know her. Y'all shot with her. Right, because you know her as Robin Protrice as well. So when you be getting all them body smells and candles, and you be getting them candleless candles, and then you know you be trying to get in the mood because you be lighting them candles. See, so I'm trying to get her. It's her birthday today, so y'all make sure throughout the day, because you know you gotta say big shout out to Janessa Martin. You know she is also the wife of Loch Ness Monster. So they be tag teaming around here every day. I think they just got back from Aruba. I think they trying to move to Aruba or something. I don't know what the hell, but every time I look up, she in some damn Aruba. But she's back. Then they went to go get them some, they went to the restaurant. The restaurant. What's the name of that restaurant, Riis? That everybody been going to, posting the receipt couple times.
I don't even know, but I be seeing. I don't even.
Riis be busting your joint up. He was like, that's the same receipt.
Same receipt, same hands. They don't even be. You know how people just post, and people know they can't even. Like I hate people that
you know damn well you ain't paying $3.87 for no lunch.
I know you not. You know what I'm saying? I know you not paying that. You know, and then I know you're not paying it just to complain. Like. You heard all these complaints, and so you gonna go and do it.
Right.
Come on, man.
Kitchen cocktails. Y'all. I think they just went to go twerk on the table so dude could come out and jap again.
Yeah, they move their little hair, you know, their little bonnets and stuff.
Did they do that? You know, y'all just black people is the biggest troll. So I just want to say a big happy birthday to two of our biggest family members, Janessa Martin and Tiger Lily. But hey, I didn't, in the midst of that, I didn't say what's up to my man, DJ Riis the Ruler. DJ Riis the Ruler, what's up, dog? How you doing, man?
I'm blessed by the best. You already know the rest.
All right, man. So, let me tell you, Riis. So, I told you I got into my story. Me and the son was driving. I mean, he's actually a pretty good driver. And then it's like when he be doing things, he be like, he made me feel like Aaron Rodgers. He was like, calm down. Calm down. My son is like the coolest dude ever. And I'd be, he'd be like, we went to timeout on Saturday for dinner. You been in timeout? Riis. All right, Riis, I can't be putting you up on my spot, but I do think we need to all go to this. So you know the Timeout magazine? Riis. What? Okay, well, anyway, Timeout magazine is like this international thing. When you go to used to be whenever you went to a city, you went and grabbed the Timeout magazine when you got to the airport or wherever your hotel was, and it told you where everything was in the town. Now it's like you got it all on the internet and everything. But they got a lounge in Fulton Market, a restaurant thing. It's like a giant kitchen where it's like 20 restaurants, like a food hall. They got a bar. They got outside. They got live DJ. It was off the chain, right? So, Riis, we got there and it was super packed. And so me and my son went upstairs to look down to watch to find the table when it opened up. Because, you know, when you're looking from the top, you could see. Man, we saw a table open up. I was like, there go one right there. Let's go. So I was running down the steps. Pew, pew. My son came walking up like 3 minutes later. I was like, dog, do you realize we'd have been standing up? He was like,
no urgency, right?
No urgency. Like he be like, you know what? I think I made it too easy for him. Like, I should make him catch his dinner or something. Right? I need to make him, he'd be like, I'd be like, hey man, let's do the. He'd be like, I'll be there. I was like, so anyway, Riis, yesterday we came to the station because I was teaching them how to check the traps, right? Like, hey man, we get up in the morning on Sunday, we get everything knocked out, we go check on all the businesses, and then we could be done. We could go watch the Bears and Packers. You know, he ain't really trying to hear that. So anyway, we got up here, and Riis, I knew I saw Terrence pulling off. And then I saw Terrence pulling off, and then
That's the keys.
the other one, Terrence Daniel.
Yeah, right. No.
The other, not
right. TD.
right. So I see him. I don't think he realizes me because he busy looking at my son who parallel parked yesterday outside too. He like, it's a host when Terrence pulled off. He like, why can't you just park there? Because you got the parallel. You cannot be from Chicago and not parallel. So I made him parallel park. We came upstairs, Riis, and I could tell you had just been here because we could smell y'all. Like, we smelled the pastors, the pastors cologne with the Riis, all of them, all mixed up. It was like wild karate up in this mug yesterday. I was like, boy, it smell like the Holy Ghost been here. Then I said, but Riis left the Holy Ghost and he went to go sin. He ran up out of here. He got his Holy Ghost, and then he went out to sin. But Riis, speaking of that, I got a crazy alert on their show. So we need to talk about that because whatever's going on with this music is like, their music is getting like.
The alert or the conversation?
No. I don't know. It was the music. It was the copyright. So we got to talk about that because they got us a ding again. No shade. It's just we got to be on top of that. All right, y'all. So we got Maze and Riis in the building. Riis, did you kick it this weekend?
Yeah. I went out.
Well, you know what? Shoot, I got to hear about your sweetest day, Riis. Because I know you had this all geeked up. I paid for sweetest day. I took everybody out to dinner for sweetest day. Like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and do this for myself before I be waiting. I'd be mad. I'd be like, if I had to wait, if I be waiting for somebody, like, it's just so much going on. So anyway, Riis, we're going to do this. Let's get the soul plane up to 60,000 feet. Let's get this bad boy up and away. Real quick, let me run through some of these headlines and we're going to talk about some other stuff. Bears still lose to the Packers, man. Can I tell you what I would have not minded yesterday? And I would have chipped in on the bail. Did you see when Aaron Rodgers fell on his knees in the end zone, did the championship belt, but then was like, I still own you, mother. That's when you need a White Sox fan to hop the fence and whoop the quarterback. Whoop him. Because I just felt like, hey, man, and then the whole hippie thing, doing it with the whole hippie hair, it's blowing me, man. He just blew me. I'm just telling you now, though, if the Justin Fields era, y'all might go back to being a Dallas Cowboys fan if we don't break through with Justin Fields, I might have to go back to being a Cowboys fan. It's hard watching Dak slang that rock, man. Right? It's just hard, and you be like, Dad, I'm a Bears fan now. Y'all know I grew up as a Dallas fan because I only got to go to church. I only got to watch the Super Bowl in the 70s, in the 80s, and it was always Dallas and Pittsburgh. That's why so many black people are Pittsburgh fans and so many are Dallas Cowboy fans. All right, y'all. How about this one? The Sky wins the world championship. That was super, super, super dope. Can I tell you what's so crazy, though? I didn't even know the game was on. Like, I was watching the next football game, and they were like, congratulations to the Chicago Sky. I was like, Dad. And I just need to tell you, they go through the sports, they be like, they still, even with the world championship, they still mention that third. They be like, The Bears lost. Was it the Blackhawks played yesterday? Somebody else played yesterday, and then they was like, oh, and by the way, this guy, are you going to the parade? You think they're gonna pack out Grand Park?
Yeah.
You think they're gonna pack it out?
Yeah, they packed out the stadium.
That's not Grand Park.
But I think they're gonna do it. You know, like people love to
Riis,
come out.
It's cold outside too.
They gonna
Riis.
It was cold outside.
Okay, let's bet. First of all, congratulations to the Sky. I think they should not have it. I think they should have it at like maybe like Washington Park. So no, they can't fill up great. You think it's 500,000 people coming out? You think it's 500,000 people coming?
Maybe like 300,000.
You sick.
All right, watch.
All right.
People love a parade, man.
You know what? People love a parade.
It's the first one they never won. That's why I think Candace Parker home.
Oh wait, now y'all claiming Candace Parker? You claiming is she Chicagoan?
She's a Chicagoan.
No.
Like area, you know, like you know. What
Oh,
I'm saying?
so Chicagoan is different than from Chicago.
Right. She's a Chicagoan.
She's
know?
a Naperville.
Right.
She claimed Naperville Central.
That's cool. You know, she can. You know,
Like
what I'm saying?
okay.
She did.
Now y'all want to claim
last year was Morgan Park.
Now y'all want to claim it. Ain't no 300. I'm just telling y'all, dog. I'm just telling y'all.
I'm gonna go live and I'm gonna show you. Like, look,
Riis,
I told you.
Riis, you should go live. You go live, man. You ain't gonna have no problem getting the internet out, cause your joint ain't gonna be jammed up.
I'm finna say, oh, look at that. I was finna say I can't go live because it's like so many people looked at.
I know,
like,
Riis.
Nah, you good.
All right, thumbs up and thumbs down. I don't think I do not think. No, the Bears could fill Grand Park, and so could the Blackhawks. Man, come on now. The Sky not feeling it though. They can't even fill the United Center, dog. You say one and done. They can pull it for one day.
One day they can pull it. Chance the Rapper gonna be out there promoting them. I'm telling you, man, they got it.
All right, Riis. I might go. I'm Riis. I might go. I asked my son twice. I said, "Hey, you want to get tickets on Friday?" He said, "To what?" I said, "The Sky. We can get right down the front." He was like, "It's girls basketball day."
And it's amazing.
Then I went to I watched it, Riis. It's too busy for me. They too busy. It ain't like basketball, like the men basketball players, because they so big. It's kind of like it's like a flow. It's like a graceful thing. They be like, bing, bing, bing. It's like watching Ricochet Rabbit. And I just and Brittany Griner, dude. I'm not gonna even. Okay, I'm gonna let that be. Y'all gonna be trying to Dave Chappelle me if I said something about that one. But y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna finish some of these headlines, plus the social media question of the day. And then y'all, I got a lot of questions, man. I got a lot of questions. This mayor, I just don't know when we could trust her. Did you hear about the meeting that she had with Kim Fox? All right, we're gonna talk about it all when we come back. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTBP.
Church Chicago's Power Hour. I'm your host, Angie Mims, and
Terrence Keys,
TD, a.k.a. Terrence Daniels.
I wish I had one witness in the house.
You got one.
Got a couple of them. Got a couple of them.
Two T's.
Give me a testimony.
Oh, Lord. He's did it before. Oh, Lord.
I got one.
I'm
better. I got 5 reasons.
5 reasons. Oh, Lord. He turned it around.
Turn it around. He woke me up this morning.
Oh. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Go
Number
ahead.
4.
He woke me up this morning.
Come on, number 3. Come.
He woke me up.
Oh, Lord.
He woke you
That
up.
thing can touch you.
I'm
One
telling
of
you.
them 5s will get you. What's the second one?
He woke
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh my God.
And the number 1 reason,
Number 1. Final answer.
he woke me up
He
this
woke
morning.
me up
He
this morning.
woke me up this morning.
That's a testimony.
That's a
Turn that thing
testimony.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 6:36 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather update. In sports, the Chicago Bears was hosting the division rivals Green Bay Packers. Bears up early in the first quarter, but Aaron Rodgers will discount double-check the Bears as he throws for 2 touchdowns and run for 1. The Bears would lose 24-14. Stand up, Chicago, for your very own. As yesterday afternoon, while most were bearing down, Candace Parker and the Chicago Sky were holding it down for this city. Down 5 late in the game, the Sky will go on a 7-0 run to take the late lead as they will win their first WNBA championship 80-74. Congratulations to the Chicago Sky. Now over the traffic on the Kennedy. O'Hare to the Loop will be 30 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 21. On the Eden inbound from Deerfield to the Exchange will be 36 minutes. Exchange back to Deerfield will be 27. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, 38 minutes. Back out to Thorndale, 37. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 48 minutes. Outbound will be 38. The Bishop Ford from I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 48 minutes. 28 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 16 minutes in both directions. That's to the Loop and back to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive south is 7 minutes, 55th to Jackson, as well as Jackson back to 55th, and 8 minutes north Randolph to Bryn Mawr, and Bryn Mawr back to Randolph. For today's weather, it is currently 48 and clear. Today will be a high of 70 with a low of 46. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now here's Lex with Interstellar here on The Maze Jackson Show.
Interstellar mode. Yeah, I finally got my mind right again. Yeah, now I know there's no time for pretend. Yeah, I come alive in the moonlight. See me shooting across the skies. Don't you know stars were born to fly? Yeah, I've been searching, crowded, looking for a way out. I've been hurting, falling, but I think I found my way now. I'm on my own, far from home, lost in space, in my zone. I found these truths, far from you, in my space, in a stellar mode. Yeah, I finally got my mind right again. Did it all in spite of the hate. Every time they said that I can't. Nebula, they run through my veins. Every molecule in the trance. Senses feeling some kind of strange. Damn, I think my name's Spider-Man. Jump out the window and swing for the dreams it just might be. Never gonna let go. No, to the man in the mirror look like me. Drifting through the cosmos. Oh, far away from your lies. I realign all my goals. That's a constellation of mine, yeah. I've been searching, crawling, looking for a way out.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler in the building. One more time, happy birthday, Tiger Lily and Janessa. You see, I put y'all name up on the screen. See that right there? Now, y'all know y'all gonna start. I'm gonna start charging for that. I'm gonna be like, y'all want to send a birthday?
Can't wait till my birthday.
Y'all want to say right when I'm gonna make for your birthday, Riis. I'm gonna make you one with a blue check in it. I'm gonna make you one. I'm gonna say happy birthday one day.
That's okay. I take that.
Nah, Riis, man, Riis, y'all gonna be there too. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Sending happy birthday to my girl, Janessa, what your name is, who won't give me no what's in it for the black people candles at the TP store, but that's okay. Shout out to Tiger, all caps, Lily. I be like, who is you hollering at? It took me like 3 years to figure out she was not mad. No, I'm just playing. All right, y'all. Happy birthday to everybody. Let me see what else I got. Did you see the CPS entrance exam is the 21st to the 23rd? Be the change. Can I point something out? I know that first of all, you know they pay a lot of can I tell y'all, did y'all know that they pay people to recruit people to the police office, and I don't get none of that advertising money either? You know, like, and it's a black agency that get it too. They'll be like, yo, they you know what I'm saying? It'd be funny because I'd be cracking up. But anyway, so besides that, I don't get none of the advertising dollars for that. I want to point out the fact that we really should start requesting, or not requesting, but we really should start recruiting our own people to go take the police test, fam. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like we got to have some dedicated people that we got to train. Y'all know y'all kids be playing cops and robbers. If they decide they going to be the cop, we need to get our kids there, but we need to keep their mind. Like, we got to send them in and be like, yo, did I tell you about when I was in Champaign and the Latino dude that I knew in Champaign that was like, he was one of the 2-6s from up here, but he had the biggest operation in Champaign. He started paying for kids to go to become university police. And then when anything would crack, boom, he had it. Now, I'm not saying from the criminal standpoint, but did y'all see the story about this Latino police officer that almost blew through a stop sign, almost hit a kid, and then beat up the kid and told him, hey, you got the wrong one, ninja. You lucky. And they started beating him up. Like, he almost hit the kid. Then the kid went around him. He jumped out of his car, beat the kid up, called him all types of names, Latino cops. I'm telling you, Latino cops they got a pipeline in. Every time you see somebody black getting jacked up by a police officer, it ain't usually the black cops. I mean, it's definitely not the black cops. Well, I'm not saying never, but you understand what I'm saying? We got to get our own game plan for the police. We got to be strategic. We got to start putting our own people there and keeping them focused. Don't allow them to turn to the blue side. Did you see Lightfoot? Mayor Lightfoot and Kim Fox met. Kim Fox told the police, y'all want the charges, do the work. Like, I'm not doing the fake charges, and you, like, how the mayor, we're going to talk about this a little bit more because that meeting and the report, clearly the mayor has nobody's trust because they came straight out the meeting and told all the dirt. And I'm going to tell you, but basically they said the mayor was uninformed. And I think when the mayor is known to just pop off. Ain't that the right word, Riis? Is that the word, pop off? When you just be saying anything? Sure. Like, it's an argument. You'll say anything in an argument, true or not, because you just want to get out that moment. So you just be popping off, and then it's be like, you know what, you like, I got the pop off right? See that? I'm going to be.
I see you.
Pop off. Don't be popping off. I got that. And then the mayor got punked in her own meeting. We're going to talk about that. Did you see the Cook County pre-slating, y'all? Y'all know my wife went down to Cook County pre-slating. Can y'all keep praying for Carrie? She rocked, though, I heard. You know, it's like I would ordinarily go watch this stuff, but, you know, y'all know I'm so worried about being a bad influence on my wife, like they're going to try and use me against my wife, that I just be staying away. I really hate that, though. You know what I'm saying? I hate that because I'll be wanting to see and watch and be like, go, baby, go. But sometimes I'm worse. You know how you got to just play your position. I got to play my position. So can y'all start making sure y'all keep an eye on these people? Y'all need to start going to the stuff. But she rocked that slating. There was they had the Secretary of State's race and the governor. The governor did not show. Juliana Stratton sat in his place. Whew. Boosie, I hate it though. It's like Boosie, she does not get a vote. She don't get to do no programming on the show. I don't get a vote in the boardroom, but it's like, it sucks that like Mari Matlin and what's old boy? They could be opposites and they could be on TV together and everybody loves the fact that they're independent. Why is it that when she's a black woman, she can't be independent? I'm just saying, like, do y'all think all this stuff I be popping off on the radio, but then when I get home, I be quiet again? You know what I'm saying? That's not, I got you. Anthony, and that's why that's why like you need somebody there to make sure that they watching her back. Like I need y'all. I don't need y'all to have it because it ain't always Facebook Live. I told you, I saw you slick. Remember, I told you 2 weeks ago, dude tried to be real slick, and it's okay. I'm gonna stop. Streets and Sand. Hey Reese, did you ever collect pop bottles when you was a kid? They didn't even have that when you was a kid, did they?
Cans, yeah. We used to collect cans.
And did you get a deposit, or did you took them to the crusher place?
The little crusher thing, you get a little money for it.
Nah, well, back when I was a kid, you could pick up pop bottles and pop cans, and then they gave you 10 cents back at the store. So you could go take your stuff back to the store. And like I remember being a little kid carrying a whole crate of pop bottles back, and you get like 80 or 90 cents. Well, the new Streets and Sand chief is suggesting that we put a 10 cent fee, a 10 cent deposit on cans and bottles to stop that. Hey man, I don't know if I would be against that. But just think, every 6-pack goes up 60 cents till you take the cans back to the store. You're gonna be having ants all over their crib trying to save up the cans. Because I swear to God, if I catch one more dude in my alley turning up the garbage cans to get the cans and leaving the rest, I'd be like, dog, I don't even have a problem with you taking it. But could you please pick it back up? All right. Reese, did you see the story about the mom who identified her son as the shooter in a murder? Out west, as a matter of fact, said it was an ongoing beef between two gangs. She witnessed her son had gotten robbed for weed and beaten up earlier in the week. He then came back out with his guy shot up. They shot the dude who they saw. He was riding a bike. Bam, 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 bam. Mother said, yeah, it was my son. Told on him. When y'all be talking about y'all got murderers in y'all house and don't want to say nothing. She said something. Should your mom tell on you if she saw you kill somebody? What you say, Reese? Mind your business. You worried? I mean, Mom. I'm saying, because if you ran in the house after you killed somebody, they shooting your house up. And everybody else in the house might be his only chance to live. Mom is probably thinking. Reese like, damn, Ma. You told on me, Ma?
Fredo.
Hey, man, Fredo got his family killed. Right? Fredo got his family killed. If you knew that Fredo was gonna get the rest of your family killed, do you whack Fredo early? Do you say, Fredo, we gotta send you away because everybody die? Either you go and live or everybody die.
My mama though, jeez.
My mama though, I ran in my mama's house after I killed somebody and everybody know I live and ran in the house.
What do I don't know.
Like, hey dog, I don't know. Mom got 3 kids in the crib and you came in the house. What y'all doing? Moving?
She could have just told me to leave. She ain't have to tell the law on me.
Yeah, but you was gonna come back home. She would
have said, I'll tell the law, I guarantee he would have left.
No, he wouldn't. He probably would have shot her too.
Nah.
You don't know. Yeah, okay, Reese. You don't be knowing these days. All right. Angela. Yes, Angela, what do you do? Y'all see, it sound good. Y'all be sleeping with a murderer. Murder in the basement. Gun hot to the mug. Burnt this. And can I just tell the movies, could y'all please, speaking from, I probably could show you one of these, but speaking from experience, please stop telling people that when you shoot a gun, you stick it back in your pants. It's hot.
Yeah.
I be like, really, dog? Stop it, please. Stop it. Okay, I just been seeing this on movies, and every time I do it, I'll be like, then he would have dropped his pants right there because he. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm done. All right, and finally, did you see the missionaries kidnapped in Haiti? Bet y'all wish y'all would have let them Haitians in now. They took 17 Americans and Canadians in Canada. The gang of 400 people, and the name of their gang translated means we really don't know what we're doing. It's 400 people that don't know what they're doing, but they are the number one gang, and they done took 17 hostages, kidnapped them. Known for it, too. Now, what you think we going to do to the Haitians now? I bet you could. And can I just say this? Y'all need to change y'all name for missionaries, because missionaries is not like such a good thing these days unless it has to do with being in the bedroom. Just for the record. Just for the record. I want to know, how did they come up with that? Missionary. Like, yeah, well, we'll talk about that a different day. Maybe y'all should talk about that on Wednesday. Like, where did these names come from, Riis?
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah. Oh, you think it's you know what? It's that's probably because the natives probably did it the other way. And then when the missionaries came, the women was just like, just take it. The white women was like, just take it. Back in the day, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna quit. All right, it's the Maze Jackson Show. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Real quick, I didn't watch it. I'm gonna have to pull up some footage. But Riis, in the 80s, let me tell you, man, the only freedom I really had with my parents was with my hair. And I remember the first high top fade I got, it was based on J.R. Reed. I don't know if y'all remember J.R. Reed, played for North Carolina. It was like mid 80s, so it had to be between 85 and 89. And then I remember I got the Big Daddy Kane tape. And I saw Big Daddy Kane with the high top fade in the box. And I was like, that is it. I've got to get that. And then I remember seeing the Big Daddy Kane videos. And I was like, dag, that brother is black as me. And he was like a sex symbol. And like when I was growing up, being this black was not sexy at all. But man, I remember Big Daddy came out, Big Daddy Kane came out. Joe, I was like, I wanted to be Big Daddy Kane. The leather coat, Scoob and Scrap. Just the whole thing. But then I'll never forget the time I heard, wah-da-da-dang, wah-da-da-da-dang, whoop, listen to the sound of my 9mm go bang. KRS-One, BDP Posse. Last night it was a versus Big Daddy Kane versus KRS-One. I got to tell you, two of my favorite rappers of all time. But Riis, I did not watch it because I couldn't bear it. I couldn't bear it because you just don't want to see like two of your high school, your idols go at it because you really can't pick. But if I had to pick in a battle, I would have had to put my money on KRS-One. Now, if I was betting on style, Riis, I would have bet on Big Daddy Kane because Big Daddy Kane was a cultural icon. Let's just be clear. Big Daddy Kane had Madonna naked in a pool. Now, I know that that's not a status symbol now. But if you think about being in the 80s, Madonna was like the biggest ever. And Big Daddy Kane, remember, that's part of why he lost himself, because the white people were so outraged that you played. She wasn't a virgin when you was through. And so I was just thinking about yesterday. And then don't forget Friday. At the Harold Washington Cultural Center, Rakim Allah God was in the building. Right? Along with DJ Jazzy Jeff. And got me to thinking, because I think the simple question is, who won the verses last night? If you answer the question, who won, I gotta bet it was KRS-One. Because I turned on for just a minute, and he went through the list, and he was like, but I'm finna show y'all who is the best at this. And I got to tell you, I've seen KRS-One live in concert. And when it comes to freestyling, battling, wordplay, usage of words, conjugations, I just don't know, at least during his era, who could have ever beat him. Even Big Daddy Kane. And when they announced the verses between Big Daddy Kane and Big Daddy Kane, the verses between Big Daddy Kane and KRS-One, I just said I didn't want to see it. I wasn't going to watch it. So I want to know who won. But then the social media question of the day. Who's the best old school rapper of them all? Now, Riis, I'm going to boil this down. Now, I'm going to ask y'all. Y'all can throw anybody in y'all want to. But here's who I got on my list right now. I got LL Cool J. Gotta tell you, I think LL might be one of the most respected, slept-on rappers of all time. I went to a LL Cool J concert in the 90s. The fool did an hour-and-a-half show. We was all sweated out. And then he stopped and said, hey, Joe, like we thought the concert was over. He said, y'all forgot how long I've been doing this, and went a whole nother hour. And everybody knew all the words. So I got to give LL Cool J his props. In the building this week, Rakim Allah the God. Now, I got to tell you, I think Rakim is like the best 100-yard sprinter. I feel like he was like a supernova. Like he had it's like I feel like he dropped 2 albums the delivery on those songs just made you be like, okay, this dude is cold. But I feel like he was a dream unfulfilled. Like I feel like we got 2 albums out of Rakim, and then we got a single here, a single there that reminded us how good he was and how much potential he had. But I don't think he has the catalog to be the GOAT. I don't. Then you got to go to Big Daddy Kane. Now, Riis, Big Daddy Kane was a cultural icon. Like, bro, he was that high top fade. I mean, I'm not saying nobody had a fade, but Big Daddy Kane was like the black sex symbol. Here I am, R-A-W. I came here to bring trouble to phony MCs. I move on MCs. I just stomp her and conquer another rapper with ease. Cause I'm at my apex when others at D-Lo. Nothing but a milliliter. I'm a kilo, second to none, making MCs run. So don't try to step to me, because I ain't the one. Hey, man, Big Daddy Kane. Woo! Big Daddy Kane, Joe. Big Daddy Kane. Did I tell you, Riis, for my 40th birthday, I had Big Daddy Kane for my birthday party? You're like, no, I mean, like I did, me and him did the show together. Like, now I was mad he came in cowboy boots and a rayon shirt, but he snapped. Riis might have been the biggest birthday party in Chicago in a long time. I think it was like 900 and some people, and they had to turn him away. The streets was blocked. But it's all good. That's a whole nother thing. And then there's KRS-One. I gotta tell you, I just don't know who beats KRS-One in a battle. I just don't. And I don't think that he reached the level of mainstream success, but I think he dominated. Man, I remember, do you realize that the KRS-One album cover with him looking out the window with BDP Posse, that one with him with the 9mm, with the Uzi looking out the window? Do you realize I didn't know that was the Malcolm X pose? That's what he was doing? Like, I didn't realize that until I knew about KRS-One before I knew about Malcolm X. So I gotta ask y'all, give us a call, 872-259-7474. We ain't gonna go too long with this, but I gotta ask y'all, because please tell me I got some hip-hop fans. I know I got elders out there. Shout out to everybody from WBGX 1570 AM. Thanks to everybody from YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live for watching us today. But can I ask you a question? Who was the best old school rapper? What's the matter, Brandon? Who I missed? No, you can't. No, Redman, Buster. That's 90s. That's late 90s, 2000s, right? You can't. Now I'm talking about Muggs. No, bro. I'm telling you, I did not realize. Okay, for real, Joe. Be real. I grew up in Bolingbrook in the 80s. That album came out in what, 1986? When was I going to see the Malcolm X picture of him by the windows tonight? And then it was like, I promise you, I didn't learn about that part until college. And then when I saw Malcolm X looking out the window, and I was like, man. So I got to ask y'all, who is the best? I really got to say it's probably LL. It's like I got to begrudgingly give it to LL. And I don't know why I begrudgingly give it to LL, because yesterday at TP, they played I'm Bad. Oh, my God. They played I'm Bad. You hear that track? Don't. No rapper can rap quite like I can. I take a muscle-bound man and put his face in the sand. I'm the last mafioso. I'm an MC cop. Make you say, yo, LL and dude or what? Hey, man. Then, man, I'm that kind of guy. Remember, it was like remember, I'm going back to Cali. Callie, remember, when I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall, and in the back of my mind, I hear my conscience call, telling me I need a girl who's as sweet as a dove. For the first time in my life, I see I need love. There I was. I mean, when you hear that, giggling about the games that I play with many odds, and I'm not saying no names, but then the thought occurred, teardrops made my eyes burn, because I said to myself, look what you done to her. I mean, Too Short was just shocked. He was shocking out, dog. He was just straight shocking out. So who was the? Do you remember when LL murdered Kool Moe Dee? How you like me now? Mama said knock you out. Man, y'all. Do you remember? Okay, so check this out. The I'm Bad album, and then when you thought he could never do better than that, Mama Said Knock You Out came out. You jingling, baby. Go ahead, baby. Who do you love? Are you for sure? And you know, LL be coming back sliding one in on y'all just to be like, just in case y'all didn't remember, I still got it. So I got to ask y'all, now tell me, y'all, please let me know I got some old school rap fans out there. I know I got to go to my break.
Rakim?
I just did the whole Rakim Allah.
Okay,
I said he was like a supernova.
Okay,
like Rakim, he got the voice, he got the swag. Like Rakim is like, he reminds me sort of like Shine. Not as abrupt as Shine. Like the rapper who had the most potential. Like if you was to look in high school and you was going to say the rapper most likely to succeed, it was Rakim. But he kind of, like after them 2 albums, like I don't remember him after Mahogany till we got The Ledge. Then he came back with the Dr. Dre. But when you think about Rakim Allah, and I'm saying he is a legend. Don't get it twisted. But he ain't got the catalog. Who could you put him up against in the verses that he could roll with? Cause he out after like 6 songs. He gone. 10? Cause you know I got sold. What's the
True that. I see where you're going with that.
Like Rock, he is very successful off of a very short catalog. Period. And I don't want to have the old school. I mean, we should have a rap battle kind of not like the. So I'm just saying, Riis, who you got? You too young for everybody. Who your mama got? That's probably what we should have asked. Who you think your mama would have had?
Wait, if it's my mama, then she definitely going with Curtis Blow, okay? And so if we say my mama, she talking about Curtis Blow, Run DMC. She like,
okay, okay. So that to me, that's a different era too.
That's a different era too.
Run DMC, that's a whole different era too. Like the Beastie Boys, Run DMC. That even though
it's old school rap though,
it is, but we have to put that in a group. We got to put that in a group. Curtis, want y'all to know that these are the breaks. Break it up, break it up, break it up, break down.
There you go, see.
Okay, Riis. Richard, you losing. Rakim runs out after 7 songs. 7 songs he dead. He gone. Now, they might be 7 cold songs. But I'm telling you now, the audience gets quiet. The audience gets quiet. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to take a quick Dear Yvette. Dear Yvette. Dear Yvette. Dear Yvette. You want me to do the Yvette? Y'all, man, it's the Maze It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages. I still want y'all to call me. Give me a call, 872-2. Did I not give you a number? 872-259-7474. And even if you don't answer now, when you call in later, you're going to have to tell me who your favorite old school rapper was. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTBP.
Today we learned that a Kentucky state grand jury found that the officer responsible for killing Breonna Taylor. Rulings like this one set us back and come as yet another challenge to the hard work and progress we've already made. It means we fight even harder against the systems of inequality and injustice designed to keep too many of us down. We We will and we must continue to say her name. We will and we must continue to demand justice. And we will and we must do everything in our power to prevent any more names from being added to this role, like George Floyd, or closer to home, Rakia Boyd, and Laquan McDonald, and too many others. I want you to know that I support you and will do everything in my power to protect you.
Regarding the CBS 2 story last night about the raid on the social worker's home, why did your administration go to court to try and prevent the body camera video from being broadcast? And why is your administration asking a federal judge to punish Miss Young for sharing video of her own home being raided?
And I watched that video. Now, this case was litigated in federal court. The federal judge put in place an order. There's allegations that she has violated that. A federal judge put rules in place. It's for that judge to determine whether or not that was appropriate. I'm not going to sit here and second guess a federal judge or how the information related to that matter was handled. That's for that judge who I know and is very competent and I'm sure will be fair in assessing.
Because COPA has not yet made a decision in 22 months on this.
I just, look, we got to fess up and we got to clean it up.
You have the wrong place. You got the wrong house. You got the wrong house.
We will and we must continue to say her name.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 7:08 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather update. In sports, the Chicago Bears was hosting the division rivals Green Bay Packers yesterday. Bears would go up early in the first, but Aaron Rodgers would discount double-check the Bears as he would throw for 2 touchdowns and run for 1. The Bears would lose 24-14. Bear down. Chicago, stand up for your very own. Yesterday, while most of us were bearing down, Candace Parker and the Chicago Sky were holding it down for the city. Down 5 late in the game with just under 3 minutes to go, the Chicago Sky will go on an immaculate 7-0 run to take the lead and win their very first WNBA championship, 80-74. Congratulations to the Chicago Sky. Now over to traffic on the Kennedy. O'Hare to the Loop is 38 minutes. Back out to O'Hare, just 19. On the Eden, Deerfield to Exchange, 47 minutes. Exchange to Deerfield, 28. The Eisenhower is 28 minutes to the Loop. But back to Thorndale will be 37 minutes. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 48 minutes. 42 minutes outbound. The Bishop Ford from I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 46 minutes, 28 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 16 minutes to the Loop, 14 minutes to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive is still the same. That's 7 minutes south, 55th to Jacksonville. That's Jackson back to 55th and 8 minutes north. Randolph to Bryn Mawr and Bryn Mawr back to Randolph. Today's weather is currently 49 and clear. Today will be a high of 70 with a low of 46. I'm Riis the Ruler, and here's So Good here on the Maze Jackson Show.
I don't know what you did, but you did it right. Girl, you make it look so easy. Everywhere you go, heads turning left and right. Can't say you a dime, you're a 20 piece. Cause girl, you're all the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body got nut over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that clothes on, why you gotta look so so good. With your hair done, nails done, when you put that grown on you, why you gotta look so good? I can look and see you're not an average chick. You're shutting it down everywhere you go. Girl, I want you as bad as I want a check. Cause you're sexy from head to toe. Girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me all that you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, but not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put your grown on. It's something about you when you put your grown on. When you're waking up.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
People, cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to life, can't toast no more. I told y'all, yeah, this a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies now other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Todd, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect your oppressed to solve them.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world! This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler. Riis. Breaking news. Breaking news. DJ Riis the Ruler. Colin Luther Powell, American politician, diplomat, and retired four-star general who served the 65th United States Secretary of State from 2001 to 2005, and when the first black Secretary of State has just died at age 84 with complications from COVID-19. Seniors, it's Colin Powell. I gotta tell you, and I know like we got all of these different feelings, etc. Colin Powell, in my estimation, probably was one of the most significant black leaders of our time. I don't know that everybody agrees with this path, right? But he served in the military, and I think that Colin Powell embodies kind of sort of what it took to climb the ladder of American success and reach the pinnacle. First African American, first black. But you know he was of West Indian descent, just for the record. But I do want to point out that Colin Powell was probably at one point the most respected military authority in the world. So much so that even when we did not believe what happened with the Twin Towers, when they trotted him out to sell it to us, we bought it. So I do want to make sure that we give respect and honor the life and times of Colin Powell. I did see somebody ask, was he vaccinated? I don't know that. He was 84, family. Right? It's like he was 84. So rest in peace. And I do believe, I know it's going to be, at some point somebody going to be like, you was the dot. As a person who has family in the military has been a path for black people, a lot of black people that I know, to escape poverty. And whether you agreed with this politics or not, I do believe that Colin Powell was a credit to his race. And so respect to highest ranking black general. Man, respect. You know, and I think as we've moved into this new understanding of life and what's expected and what's, I think the rules, I think Salim said it very good last week. It's like you have to judge what people accomplish by the times that they live in, because the times are always changing. There's no constant. And so I think when we were told that the path to success was through the military, he followed that path. So respect to Colin Powell passing at age 84. There it is. I do want to know, though, coldest rapper of the old school. I'm telling y'all, gotta give it to LL because he got the catalog. But if it's a battle, now remember, these battles that we talking about for verses, though, you can't make up no new stuff. You gotta rock with your catalog. And while I think that KRS won, like if you put him in a battle with LL, he'll kill him. But if you run catalog to catalog, once he hits self-destruction, right? KRS won. And I still listen to BDP Greatest Hits right now in my car. You could probably, it's on my title. I listen to it. But I'm telling you now, LL Cool J, he running like 20 decades of hits, and he might still come up. You gonna mess around, he gonna come out with Lil Baby or something on y'all and be relevant again. So, Riis, who we got on the phone line? Because I do want to hear from y'all. And when we talk about the rest of these topics, y'all still got to tell me who the best old school rapper is. Riis, who on the line?
James. This James J, man.
James J,
what's going on, man?
What's up, man?
Man, how you gonna put LL in there on his? Now, based on his catalog, he's got longevity. But the Rakim and KRS-One, as far as like you said, as far as battling, man, LL can't touch neither one of them.
We talking about
I'll put Kumo D on.
What?
As far as the verses?
No, don't hang up on him. Don't hang up on him. Did you say Kumo D?
Don't hang up on me. Don't hang up on me, bro. Come on. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100, man.
Come on now, James.
Let's keep it 100. When he came.
Go ahead.
When Kumo D came out with Let's Go, he chopped LL up. You know he did. He killed him. You got to play when you're on your way home, put in Kumo D's Let's Go. And put in the whole battle between him and LL. Jack the Ripper was weak, bro. Jack was weak. You know Jack was weak, bro. Mo D is in my top 5.
Oh, my God.
Mo D is in my top 5.
He got 2 songs, dog. Name 2 songs besides How You Like Me Now and Gotcha. Name me 2 more cool Mo D songs.
How You Like How You Like Me Now. You got Wild Wild West. You got Ghosty. You got Ghosty the Doctor.
Oh,
you got Ghosty.
Are you speaking from
experience?
experience?
You got Ghosty the Doctor. Tell me, people, what time is it? Man, what's the other one? I Go to Work. Let's Go.
Dang, you running the catalog. You got 6 of them. I'll give you 6 songs. I'll give you 6
Bro, I'm a DJ. I've been doing this over 30 years, bro.
I still don't believe you. I think think you need more people, dog. If you said Cool Mo D got LL Cool J, let me just tell you, LL Cool J, he 50 cented him like he was Ja Rule. He draked him, right? I feel like LL. So he caught him in the transition. So remember, Cool Mo D was like dun 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 dun. He only had like the 3 beat tracks, right? But nah, man, go see the doctor. I mean, if you was singing that at the club, the girls was going dancing the other way. But I gotta tell you, you made a good argument. But I still think LL is the king of the old school, man.
Go over when you get a chance, even over the weekend. Go over that battle. Pick all the songs that went with that battle. You had I'm Bad. Then Kumo D came back with How You Like Me Now.
Nothing beats I'm Bad. Then let's just be clear.
I'm Bad.
I'm Bad. Everything else pales to that. Man, yesterday, I'm telling you, we was at the place. It was 60-year-old women talking about, no rapper can rap quite like I'm talking. These old ladies was.
Oh, yeah, Big and Depper was a bad album, bro. That album I still got that on vinyl, bro. Big and Depper was a bad album. You can't take that from him. You can't take LL's catalog away from him. But as far as battling, he can't. KRS-One will kill him. Kane will kill LL in a battle. There's a lot of battle rappers out there that ain't getting a rep. LL is not a battle rapper. He's a studio rapper.
Man, I'm going to take you back to LL. Don't make me take you back to Crush Groove. Do not make me take you back to Crush Groove when LL burst out that rap. Man, please. Because you know I can't live without my radio.
Radio is cold, but then, look, and Dear Yvette, and then he went to Dear Yvette. Go on, man. Go, man.
Yvette.
He went to Dear Yvette.
Yvette Garner on him mad. She said LL was her favorite, even though he made Dear Yvette. Remember, Brigger got a big old butt. Bunning up.
That's the Walking with the Panther album. That's the Walking with the Panther album.
Man, and is that one where I'm that type of guy, right? And that Walking with the Panther album.
Yeah, that's
I'm
on that
going
same
back
album.
to Cali.
Yeah.
To Cali. I'm telling you, man. LL. See,
and Jiggling Baby was on that album.
Jiggling Baby. Go ahead,
Jiggling Baby was on. Yeah.
Look at that.
You can't take away from his catalog, bro. You cannot take away from his catalog.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You can't take away. I give him his props on his catalog, but as far as the battle, I'm sorry, bro. It's some guys out there that eat him for lunch.
Okay. We're going to have to check that out. I appreciate your call, though. This is what I was talking about, man. I'm still saying, I'm holding it down. LL still wins the best of the old school. I got it. It's like, remember when he came back on, when he did Craig Mack, Flavor in Your Ear? And he came back and it was like, let me compete with these young boys too. Oh, I can't believe y'all. Okay. Anybody else on that? Anybody else? Y'all scared? Y'all know y'all ain't want to talk about that. You remember when Cool Mo D came out with Eddie Murphy's Golden Child outfit? Remember when he had on that blue kufi with the blue leather? He thought he was cold with them big old glasses. Man, please. Hip-hop is now old school, right? This stuff y'all doing now with this. My son had to admit the other day, he was like, yeah, I don't know that rap is the bomb now. The greatest time, we lived through the greatest era of hip-hop. I got to tell you. I was listening to Sirius Satellite this week. I was listening to Sirius Satellite this week. Do you all listen to Sirius Fly? So Sirius Fly Radio, they were playing they were doing a chart, right? They were playing like the chart from like 19-nothing. And I know that this sounds crazy, but they did Got You Doing at the Holiday Inn with with Chingy and Ludacris and Snoop. Then they did, it was just so many songs that just came out during those, not the old school. Like I say that if you live through from 1990, let's say 2 to 2005, 10, that run right there was just unbelievable. Just unbelievable. I tapped out in 2010. That's when I turned 40. But between 90, man, do you remember Redman, Keith, man, just the Redman, Keith Murray, man, that era. You think about Wu-Tang. If y'all are not watching the Wu-Tang American American Saga, you need to be watching that too. I don't know how they turned that into such an interesting story, but I must tell you that I'll be waiting for Wednesday nights on Hulu. Okay, y'all, it is the Mace Jackson Show.
Watching the wrong show on Wednesday nights, just to let you know that.
Huh? Nah, man. I can no. I encourage everybody to watch WeCo on Wednesdays. But Riis, hey man, I told you, if I find out my wife and Toy got a relationship and she done, it's gonna be a problem. So I just don't even want nobody talking about them flowers and making me have to work hard or none of that. So no, but y'all make sure y'all check out. Y'all know we got the best Wednesday night lineup. My sister be swearing by the Wednesday night lineup. I'm like, you do know I have a show on Wednesday. She be like, but Wednesday nights, I be like, all right, you gonna be, you know how the Jacksons do. Did I hear you? Did you? I'm the star around this piece. All right, y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. I really did have that was fun though. Like I'm gonna go back and watch that battle. Who said Nelly said that? Y'all said Nelly beat KRS-One? KRS-One must have been sick, man. He must not have felt well, because I just can't. Even though, speaking of Nelly, do y'all remember Shake a Tail Feather? They played that, man. I was in the car like, I was in the car. I know the people was looking at me like, what is wrong with this dude? I was, I was like, yes, yo, I'm having a blast because of the 90s. All right, let's get to the work. All right. Got to move on. Got to do the work. Riis is time to do the work. All right, I bet y'all let me have too much fun too long. All right, y'all ready? Riis, did you, I think I'm going to go to this one first. So, I don't know, did you all see the story about the meeting between Mayor Lori Lightfoot and Kim Foxx? Apparently last week, Mayor Lori Lightfoot and Kim Foxx had a meeting in regards to the Austin shooting. Remember when the mayor had to leave the president's press conference real quick because she had to go to the meeting with Kim Foxx? And they were meeting about, remember, Riis, I think you broke it down for us. You told us this was going to happen because there's a big trial going on with the Four Corner Hustlers. And what you said was that there was going to be a battle for power. So we saw the body, was it the Body Snatchers?
Yeah.
The Body Snatchers, the Body Snatcher Four Corner Hustlers versus the
No, that's what it was. The Body Snatchers taking on the Four Corner Hustlers.
No, I thought it was Body Snatcher Four Corner Hustlers.
No, they Body Snatchers, and then the Four Corner Hustlers is like in M-Dub.
Okay, so basically, thank you, Riis, for all that update. The Body Snatchers and the Four Corner Hustlers had a shootout in public that we actually saw. There was over 70 shell casings found outside of the house. They don't know how many were inside. That was the shots that were being shot in. Left one body dead. We saw it on part of it on camera. And then last week we saw the mayor come out and say that there needed to be arrests, and when the state's attorney refused to charge the case. Right? And remember we were talking about the whole concept of mutual combatants, and that was what they said, and that was what basically what the excuse that Kim Foxx, and let's back up. The reasoning, not the excuse, the reasoning that Kim Foxx said that she did not hold the case. Then if you did not charge in the case. Then if you recall, the mayor held a press conference and said, look, go charge those people. We know what happened. We saw what happened. We saw the videotape. We demand charges. And then then she called Kim Foxx out for not charging the case and basically being soft on crime. We then saw Superintendent David Brown come out and say that they wanted charges on the case, right? So they both held press conferences blasting Kim Foxx, to which Kim Foxx then had a responsive press conference, right, that said that she was mortified that the mayor would even comment on this case, not knowing all the facts, etc. But on top of it, she also said that the mayor was being disingenuous. She said basically that the mayor knew better than to be speaking on this case when she didn't have the true information, and that the state's attorney's office didn't have the ability to charge the case. To which the chief of detectives, Brendan Dennehan, agreed with Kim Foxx and said, that is true, we did not have the evidence to charge in the case. Now, I got to be clear. Me, you, and all of us that saw the shootout said, man, somebody lock somebody up. They need to lock somebody up, which, Riis, really is the old way of thinking, right? Because we heard the mayor say, lock them up, and then we'll send the police out to go find some charges to make it fit to keep them in jail, right? Which, if you think about that, think about how that sounds. We don't have the evidence, but we're going to send our police out to go find the evidence to make the charges stick. That is wrong. That is wrong, and wrong. And this is where we come into the space of criminal justice reform. So now Kim Foxx and Mayor Lori Lightfoot had a meeting. When we come back, I'm going to talk to you about some of the details of the meeting. Couple things that struck me, though, is that the mayor clearly has no credibility. And the fact that this meeting, which was held in private, all of the details came out of it. And the details that came out of it were not so flattering. And I got to ask y'all, when has the mayor ever told us the truth? Like, I want y'all to go through y'all list of big issues. And because I asked you when she said this thing went down before. When has the mayor ever told us the truth on a big issue? Riis, we're going to go to break. And when you go to break, though, I want you to go to the Anjanette, and then we'll do everything else. Because I want y'all to put this in your mind, this Anjanette story. Remember when we first heard the Anjanette story? And the mayor was like, I know that judge. He wouldn't make up. Right? We'll talk about it more when we come back. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
WIIFTBP.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 7:33 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather report. In sports, the Chicago Bears was hosting the Green Bay Packers at home. The Bears would end up losing 24-14 yesterday. Chicago stand up as yesterday the Chicago Sky was taking on the WNBA, going for Game 4 for the title. Down 5, 3 minutes to go. Candace Parker will help spark a run with 3 and a couple of blocks as they will win their first WNBA title at 80-74. Over the traffic on the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop, 56 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 24. On the Edens, Deerfield to the Exchange is an hour and 6 minutes. Exchange back to Deerfield will be 35. The Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, 55 minutes. Outbound to Thorndale will be 41. On the Stevenson, from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 55 minutes. Outbound will be 35. The Bishop Ford I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 57 minutes, 28 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 19 minutes to the Loop, 15 minutes back out to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jackson is 9 minutes. Jackson back out to 55th will be 7. On the north side of things, Randolph to Bryn Mawr, 8 minutes. Bryn Mawr back to Randolph will be 9. Today's weather is currently 48 and sunny. Today will be a high of 70 with a low of 46. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now here's Valerie here on the Maze Jackson Show.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water and I think of all the things, what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture. Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. But won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Did you have to go to jail? Put your house on up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer? I hope you didn't catch a tan. I hope you find the right man who'll fix it for you. And while you're shopping anywhere, change the color of your hair. Are you busy? And did you have to pay this fine that you've been dodging all the time? Are you still dizzy? Since I come home, well, my body's been a mess. And I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Oh, stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over there?
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler on the ones and twos. Hey, y'all, I'm sending out an APB. Y'all done ran Brother Frank away. Brother Frank, come on back, man. We miss you, man.
And they said they found him, man.
I know where he at. He never left. He just left us.
Yeah,
I know where he at.
Said he went to another station.
No, that's where he started out. That's where they all started. They left and came and left. Brother Frank, though, we miss you. I think they tried to rescind the vote. Janessa said, no, we didn't. Anyway, we love all y'all, regardless of your opinion. Well, most of y'all. I said that was last day being petty, so I'm not petty. Anyway, Maze Jackson Show. What's up? What's that?
Sound in the back. I thought it was off.
Okay. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. So Mayor Lori Lightfoot and Kim Foxx meet up last week. After the mayor, as typical, went out, snapped off, stood on TV, said, pointed her finger, said, go charge them and we'll send our police out. I think she used the words, they'll be Johnny on the spot to make up some charges. Makes me start to think about what kind of prosecutor was this Mayor Lori Lightfoot, right? When somebody says, oh, find some charges and we'll make them stick. Remember, that sounds like them kids. Remember, that sounds like every story of every black child that has been wrongfully accused of the police. Now, this is in the midst of criminal justice reform. This is very much like when the mayor defended the judge in the Anjanette Young case, which I'll bring up in a minute. Riis at the meeting, apparently, Kim Foxx asked David Brown point blank. Now, David Brown's the superintendent of police. Remind you, they done already went on TV. They done already went out and said Kim Foxx is the reason that these murderers are on the street. And says to him point blank, reported to a source, Superintendent Brown, can we charge this case? Superintendent Brown says, no, we cannot charge the case. Now, mind you, Riis, he done already been on TV talking about it's all Kim Foxx's fault. She then turns to the head of detectives, Brendan Dennehan, and says, head of detectives, can we charge this case? To which the head of detectives responds, no. So now, it also is reported in the paper that the mayor was told by her police staff that Kim Foxx was writing that they did not have what it took to charge them. The police had locked someone up, and because of the statute, they say once you lock someone up, the clock starts. You can only hold them for 48 hours. The police didn't come up with the charges. And so Kim Foxx was like, what are we supposed to do? Hold the man against the law? The mayor, the mayor's staff apparently had told her that Kim Foxx was right, even though the mayor went out and told the people it was different. So now the mayor has got, can you imagine, Riis, you've been in a meeting, you sitting with your 2 top employees, you done stood up and talked all that smack and said, we coming to whoop y'all ass at this meeting, and your staff be like, we really did lie though. We really didn't tell the truth. We really couldn't charge these cases. So much so that the paper says sources reported that the mayor, let me read the mayor seemed uninformed. Uninformed. Now think about this. This is the mayor who has now called out Kim Foxx on international TV, had aldermen sign a letter asking her to violate the law, to charge somebody without even having the evidence. Now, I want to be clear, y'all. We saw the video, and I'm for getting the people. But, Riis, if there's no evidence, how do we say we want criminal justice reform and then break the law to lock up who we want to lock up? So I got to ask y'all, when has Mayor Lightfoot ever told us the truth on any issue of substance? And then let me ask you a question. Does siding with the mayor damage your credibility? Because think about those aldermen that signed that letter. Think about it. Think about the alderman that signed the letter calling out the black woman, calling out Kim Foxx, because they didn't have the evidence. And think about us asking to charge people without evidence. Kim Foxx didn't say, I won't charge them. She said, you got to do the work. I'm not going to charge these guys with fake evidence. Y'all, I'm with you, but you got to go do the work. The police said, we ain't doing no more work. That's enough for us. We don't know who it is, so if we can't charge them on this, we done. Now I got to ask you, does the mayor owe Kim an apology? So if the top two police people say, Madam Mayor, we really can't charge, Kim Foxx was right, what do we do there? Because we saw the shootings. But my challenge with the mayor is that she doesn't really, it's like, what do we call her? What pop? She be popping off. That's it, popping off. The mayor will say whatever is convenient to get out of the situation, regardless of the facts. Regardless of the fact that she has to address it. And you know what I guess the thing is? When has she ever had to address it? Because I want y'all to be clear. Do y'all understand that Anjanette Young still hasn't been resolved? Riis, play my spot again. I need to set this up because I need y'all to hear this one more time. Because, again, now this is the same mayor also who told us that the South Side didn't burn. This is the same mayor that told us that she did not send those street gangs to attack our people. Riis, y'all remember, and you know what I think I think the mayor knows y'all niggas knows y'all gonna forget. You know why? Because we do. So I'm gonna play this because, we ain't played this in a while. But I do think that we gotta start questioning anything that the mayor tells us when it comes to city action. Play the Anjanette Young spot because I need y'all to hear our mayor and I need y'all to remember. Then I probably need to come in there one day, Riis, and go back there and play the spots from the people when the mayor sicked the street gangs on black folks and told us it wasn't, and when the city burned and she told us it wasn't, right? Play the spot.
Today we learned that a Kentucky state grand jury found that the officer responsible for killing Breonna Taylor.
She cared about
like
Breonna, but not
back and comes as yet another challenge to the hard work and progress we've already made. It means we fight even harder against the systems of inequality and injustice designed to keep too many of us down. We We will and we must continue to say her name.
Breonna Taylor, but you ain't
will
looking out at the crib.
And we must continue to demand justice. And we will and we must do everything in our power to prevent any more names from being added to this role.
Anjanette Young.
Like George Floyd, or closer to home, Rakia Boyd, and Laquan McDonald, and too many others. I want you to know that I support you and will do everything in my power to protect you.
Regarding the CBS 2 story last night about the raid on the social worker's home, why did your administration go to court to try and prevent the body camera video from being broadcast? And why is your administration asking a federal judge to punish Miss Young for sharing video of her own home being raided?
And I watched that video. Now, this case was litigated in federal court. The federal judge put in place an order. There's allegations that she has violated that. A federal judge put rules in place. It's for that judge to determine whether or not that was appropriate. I'm not going to sit here and second guess a federal judge or how the information related to that matter is handled. That's for that judge who I know and is very competent and I'm sure will be fair in assessing.
Because COPA has not yet made a decision in 22 months on this.
I just, look, we got to fess up and we got to clean it up.
You have the wrong place. You got the wrong house. You got the wrong house.
We will and we must continue to say her name.
Hey, yo, important. Are you back? Y'all gotta stop getting up so early. Anyway, so here go the challenge, man. The challenge becomes, when have we heard the mayor be honest with us in regards to actually any issue? Now I'm gonna pivot just a touch because D-Day was supposed to be last Friday, right? Last Friday was the day that we were supposed to get the Anjanette Young report. Now, remember, that was the last day of the 12-year tenure of Inspector General Joe Ferguson. Riis, Joe Ferguson turned over to Mayor Lori Lightfoot a 163-page report on Anjanette Young, which we still haven't seen. There is the potential that we may not see this Anjanette Young report, although I do think that we're going to have it FOIA'd. Somebody's going to FOIA it. But Joe Ferguson left, and if you recall, he had already said that the police had botched the handling of Anjanette Young. My question is, what does the mayor have to hide in the Anjanette Young case? Right? And I gotta ask, why did the mayor side with the judge and the law department on the Anjanette Young case? Because y'all gotta remember that the Anjanette Young case, did not happen on Mayor Lori Lightfoot's watch. Right? And I think we talked about this a while back when it first happened. But I got to ask myself, why, in the face of Breonna Taylor, why in the face of Rakia Boyd, why in the face of all of the things that we knew were wrong with the Chicago Police Department and the fact that it went under Rahm's, it happened in Rahm's tenure, I got to ask myself, what does the mayor have to cover up? Why is the mayor not willing to release the report? And the only reason I could really think about it makes me start to think about the attorney Fleissner. What's his name? Mark Fleissner. Remember him? Remember Mark Fleissner was the attorney who just a couple of weeks, he was initially the corporation counsel that led the charge to sue Anjanette Young for requesting the tape of her being assaulted in her own home. The mayor teamed up with him and they worked together. And if you recall the story, the mayor sent an email around suggesting that Mark Fleissner was now cleared by the Board of Ethics to do work, only to be discovered, and the mayor told him it wasn't time. Y'all gotta ask, what's the purpose of the cover-up in the Anjanette Young case? And what does the mayor, why would the mayor not give us the report for this black woman? Give us a call, 872-259-7474, 872-259-7474. When has the mayor ever told us the truth? Will we see this report? Look at that. Hold on. That's Joe Ferguson. So we're gonna talk to him. We're gonna talk to him. But I gotta ask you all, when have we ever seen the mayor be truthful to us? And I gotta ask ourselves, what do we really want with this criminal justice reform? And I think it's a real question that we gotta deal with. Because right now we got a mayor that is willing to throw people under the bus, will say anything, will do anything, and not tell us the truth. Right? I guess the question becomes, when do we trust this mayor? Do we trust this mayor? Should we trust this mayor? And then I got to ask, why is it taking so long for Anjanette Young? When you think about the fact that the mayor went into the meeting, she went on national TV, called Kim Foxx out. And here's the crazy part. Her people told her that that they didn't have the information. Now, I don't really care. You can have criminal justice reform or not, but I think we got to decide where we want to be on this. But I also got to ask, when the mayor says, I'm going to make the charges fit, and we talked about that last week, sent a red flag up. It sent a strong red flag up because the mayor told us in the case of the shooting on Madison, in the case of the shooting, she said make charges, charge the people, and we will make the charges fit. And that to us should have been a challenge. Because I do think we know things that happen in our neighborhoods and we see it. But I don't know that we green light everybody getting locked up. Riis, shootout on the block. They know who it is. They seen the people shooting. Do you think that we knew who the people were that were doing the shooting in that case? Like, in the grand scheme of things, and when police know but can't prove it, what do we do? Like, in the case that you know and you can't, because remember, we just got through talking about the mama who told on her son. But
I guess we train not to tell on our own people, you know. But then, like, we always ask why things don't change or why these people ain't being caught. because, you know, like I tell everybody, you know, like, you know how you always got love, free Pookie, but you know Pookie didn't kill 8 people, you know, but we still screaming, you know what I'm saying, free Pookie.
Hey,
so.
that's you're right. It's like this. It's this fake sexiness that we attribute. It's like, it's really what makes life challenging, Reese, because I don't know how we'll say free Pookie and call out somebody who provides for their family, right? Like, oh, you a sellout, you a da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, who's more of the sellout? And I don't even know who's more the sellout, but I gotta ask, it seems to me like we have to be forced to either accept murder and mayhem in our community, or, like, I feel like people don't understand the balance between it, if that makes sense. Like, you know who the guys are on your block. And if you know who the guys are on your block that's causing and wreaking the havoc and you're a badass, then you go deal with it if you don't want to call the police. But don't front like ain't nobody wreaking no havoc. And everybody want to make it all sexy till it's your block. Everybody want to make it all sexy till you send your kids somewhere else. And then be like, how dare you? So I got to ask you, how do we deal with this situation? And can we trust the mayor? And then if we can't trust the mayor on this crime issue, who do we trust? Or what's the solution? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Reese, you free Pookie? Are you for freeing Pookie?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, you know, if it's my family, you know, like I always, you know, like wish them well. You know, like I wish that, you know, like I always wish that they out. I would never trick on them or anything, but you know, when you live that lifestyle, you know, like I always hung around the cousin that I always say, you know, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. So, you know, like I understand. I'm not for free Pookie, but I don't want no man in that, you know, in that place, you know, for the rest of his life. You know, like I'm always down for, like, if you did it, you know what I'm saying, and it come down and evidence prove that you did it. I don't think that maybe life is good, but I do think a lesson.
What happens if you came from bad circumstances? Like, what happens if if white supremacy was working against you your whole life, like you different than other black people? How does that?
It was here yesterday. It's here today. It's gonna be here tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta learn as black people to stop using excuses and everything, and weaving this. You know, like we gotta, you know, like I said, we shall overcome. So we gotta be a better us. So, you know, like I'm not all about free Pookie. I'm more about let's try to, you know what I'm saying, prevent Pookies.
But once Pookie happens, and Pookie doing this thing, right? Like, you saw the videos, right? Right? You seen the videos.
Oh, I told you, I know the exact area.
But you seen the videos, and I'm not even just talking about that one. I'm saying, even when you think about how many people have perished over music, right? Let me ask a question. Do you think there's a connection between music and some of these killings and social?
Now I do. At first it was kind of like, you know, like beef. You know, like you diss me, I diss you on the track. Like we were just talking about, you know what I'm saying? And none of that got violent. You know, like when you put that LL diss on, you like, oh, you know, and you was just waiting for the reply, and you knew it was strictly into the music, you know. But now I believe, like you said, that they actually out here rapping. You know what I'm saying? King Von died, like, because he rapped, you know what I'm saying? Things like all these people are, you know what I'm saying, you know, FBG Duck, all these people rapping about it. If you look at Bobby Shmurda, you know, when he made that song Hot, you know, that just about what he did. You know, these people, they are putting what they're actually doing in their songs. And I tell people that people are always worrying about the rap music, but I really think we need to tackle why these kids 14, 15 living a lifestyle like that. Why these people can have a, you know what I'm saying, extended clip gun in a video, and they sophomores in high school. Like, what are we doing? Not as parents, but as our community. You know, they had shot that whole video, you know, in the in the projects. Ain't nobody out there seeing with a camera, so I just believe that.
Right, they shot the video in the courtyard, which meant everybody had to stay in the house because don't interrupt. But we can't see that because we are so. It's like we can't. Why does it seem like we so sometimes? I don't understand why we can't understand. Like we promote the destruction of our community while claiming we uplifting it. Like all of that ain't good. And it's like you telling the shorty, yeah. I don't know, man. It's the Mace Jackson show.
Just think if somebody came out there, because that man ended up dying, right? That little kid ended up dying. Just think if somebody would have said something, he probably still be here right now.
No, somebody said, man, no, somebody's like, let's go over there. Man, you see what these young shorties doing? They be talking that smack from a distance. Talking that smack, glorifying it, and when Mug's dead, don't nobody be at the funeral. Don't nobody contribute to the funeral. All the people talk about, yeah. That's why part of the reason that mama turned her son in was probably because she wanted him to live. You may not like the existence, but she probably didn't want to be scooping her son up off that curb. Or better yet, one of her kids. But nobody will talk about that. We'll just talk about, oh, it was cool because he was a sex rapper. It's like, yo, cuz there are unintended consequences that happen for everybody else. And we be playing stupid. And then when somebody dead, then it's like it's cool because no, it's not. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Thank you to everybody from WBGX 1570 AM. Thank you to everybody that's tuned in. We're going to continue this conversation when we come back. Plus, whatever happened to criminal justice reform? Whatever happened to the John Lewis Voting Rights Act? Remember all of that? I want to talk about it when we come back because, yo, it's the Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
WIIFTBP.
Today we learned that a Kentucky state grand jury found that the officer responsible for killing Breonna Taylor. Rulings like this one set us back and come as yet another challenge to the hard work and progress we've already made. It means we fight even harder against the systems of inequality and injustice designed to keep too many of us down. We will and we must continue to say her name. We will and we must continue to demand justice. And we will and we must do everything in our power to prevent any more names from being added to this roll, like George Floyd, or closer to home, Rekia Boyd, and Laquan McDonald, and too many others. I want you to know that I support you and will do everything in my power to protect you.
Regarding the CBS 2 story last night about the raid on the social worker's home, why did your administration go to court to try and prevent the body camera video from being broadcast? And why is your administration asking a federal judge to punish Miss Young for sharing video of her own home being raided?
And I watched that video. This case was litigated in federal court. The federal judge put in place an order. There's allegations that she has violated that. A federal judge put rules in place. It's for that judge to determine whether or not that was appropriate. I'm not going to sit here and second guess a federal judge or how the information related to that matter is handled. That's for that judge who I know and is very competent and I'm sure will be fair in assessing.
Oh my God, this cannot be right.
Because COPA has not yet made a decision in 22 months on this.
I just, look, we got to fess up and we got to clean it up.
You have the wrong blame. You got the wrong house. You got the wrong house.
We will and we must continue to say her name.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8:05 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather report. In sports, the Chicago Bears will lose to the Green Bay Packers 24-14. But the Chicago Sky and the WNBA will beat the Phoenix Mercury in Game 4 at home to win their first WNBA championship. Over the traffic on the Kennedy as an accident. So from O'Hare to the Loop is 56 minutes. Outbound will be 24. On the Edens, Deerfield to the Exchange is 1 hour. Exchange back out to Deerfield will be 38 minutes. On the Eisenhower, 64 minutes from Thorndale to the Loop. Back out to Thorndale will be 45. On the Stevenson, from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 1 hour and 5 minutes. Outbound will be 46. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 57 minutes. 28 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 20 minutes to the Loop. 15 minutes back out to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jackson is 13 minutes. Jackson back out to 55th will be 7. On the north side of things, Randolph to Bryn Mawr is still 8, but Bryn Mawr back to Randolph will be 12. Today's weather is currently 49 and sunny. Today will be a high of 70 with a low of 46. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now here's the number. Here's the Loch Ness with terrorism.
Is releasing what it calls a new strategy to fight domestic terrorism. Following a 100-day review, federal officials are now laying out a new plan hoping to deter, detect, and prosecute domestic terror.
They went to the Capitol waving their flags and looking for smoke. He was out there looking for justice. They was over there looking for votes. Ashley Babbitt was with him and told all the people that nothing could stop us. She climbed through the Capitol window, breached security, and called a shot, bro. The media say she a veteran. They paint the picture to make her look greater, but she disrespected the same country that she served. That makes her a traitor. They was fighting police, resisting arrest. On God, I couldn't believe it. I guess blue lives only tend to really matter when it's convenient. Hey, these are the times we witness in history, all because they didn't get a victory. United States is so contradictory. We get equal rights, that's a mystery. Politicians, they more like magicians. You know they got tricks up their sleeve. We point out the flaws that's up in this country. You know they gonna tell us to leave. Somebody try to help me understand it. Always seems like a double standard. They be out here leaving us empty-handed. To certain rights we are not granted. The media is the culprit when it comes to the comparison. Cause when it comes to race, they always changing up the narratives. Terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. We still out here trying to get our reparations, but the government pump faking out here hesitating. I'm out here trying to keep my peace, so I keep meditating. The media make us look bad, they taint our reputation. Look, it's so sad that COVID causing toe tags. You claim you so patriotic, but you ain't wearing no mask. You out here wilding with your MAGA flags and showing your ass. You wanna be part of some type of revolution so bad. Look, you talk revolution and constitutional rights, homie. I guess we forgot about back in the days when all of the business was whites only. Yeah. George Floyd got justice. Juneteenth got much respect. They made it a national holiday. Man, it's all good, but cut the check. They giving out all of these vaccines, putting it in you like caffeine. Was it all in the part of the plan? I bet money like DraftKings. It's land of the free, home of the brave. 1776, we wasn't free till 1865, so we wasn't part of that shit. And that there's terrorism. 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 Terrorism.
WIIFTBP.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stoger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get
it down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happening in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steel on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the ruler, in the building. Doing our thing, man. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Mayor Lori Lightfoot. I'm trying to find, Mayor Lori Lightfoot. I just don't know, guys, if we can trust her on anything. I just don't. And so I was looking at what I saw, and when we saw Mayor Lightfoot, hold on, guys. When we saw Mayor Lightfoot release the notes, when we saw she came out of the meeting, and we noticed she had the report from Joe Ferguson, and she did not release it, makes me think she's got something to hide. Y'all think she got anything to hide on the Anjanette Young case?
For sure.
Why? What would she have to hide, Riis? The question I would ask, Riis, is what could she possibly have to hide if it happened during Rahm Emanuel's term? Why would she practice and why would she cover up for Rahm? Why would she stand up against the black woman is, I guess, what my question would be. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Let's go to the live line. Riis, who's on the call?
Yo, what's up? Good morning, family. What's cracking?
What up, Brother Devin, Brother Vice President? How you feeling this morning?
Hey, man, I'm down because the Bears lost, but, we fought a good game, and we're gonna come back next week, man.
Hey, bro, VP. I be feeling like you got some, it'd be some shade in there. I be feeling like when you be saying that. I be feeling you kind of shady when you be doing that.
Nah, man, it's all love, man. Hey, everybody done looked out for me. I'm a real Bears fan now, bro. I'm down with the squad, dog.
Okay, all right. We gonna test that next week. We gonna see. You gonna have to bring the barbecue to the tailgate. All right, what's up, man? So is that what you want to tell us about? Talk to us. Where my jersey?
Nah, man. That two quick things. happy birthday to Mild Sauce and Big Meech. You know, I love y'all. Salute. And then, no, I don't trust the current head of the city. I think I trust Kim Fox a little better. And as far as the crime go, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, salute to the lady that kind of turned in her son because she knew how that was going to turn out. But I don't know if everybody would make that same decision. But, you know, I feel we got to train these kids at 3, 4, and 5 years old, man, to love black people and to love themselves, man.
Man. That's what I'm going to tell you. We got to train them at 3 and 4. What your name is? Janessa said, they call me Big Meech. What your name is? You got 16 different names. That's Brother VP, Brother Devin Gordine. Y'all see him in the comments all the time. We appreciate you, brother. We do got to teach these young people at an early age. We do. Let's go to the next caller, Reese. Who you got on the live line? It's the Mace Jackson Show.
Shalom, shalom.
Israel, what's up, my brother? Hey, man, I just finished my last piece of lamb. I just finished my last piece of lamb. I had put it in the freezer.
Yeah, so now you can leave that pork alone.
Talk to me, brother. No pork on the fork.
No, man. You know, Laura used to be a federal prosecutor, so you can imagine what she did in that office. And I got to go with my boy Fred Hampton. It's kind of hard to say. We got to say free them all, man. Free them all.
Reese, wait. So let me ask a question. Because when you say that, I got to ask you. So are you suggesting that nobody that's locked up?
I didn't say that.
So is there
I didn't say that. I got to ask Fred.
Talk to me.
We got to ask Fred Hampton. Okay. We got to ask Fred Hampton what he mean. He just said free them all. And I'm just saying, if you couldn't tell somebody to make up some charges, you know what I mean? Brothers down in Stateville get called from talking about they didn't do it. And how many people they don't let off death row. And, man, man, you're innocent to proven guilty. That's all I can say.
So, Bob.
Not guilty to prove, but we guilty to prove. Yes, sir.
So let me ask you, Israel. So how do we manage what's happening in our community? Are we experiencing? So I guess my question is: are we experiencing violence? Is it an issue, or is it just a figment of our imagination? And if not, if it is, then how do we deal with it?
No, it's violence in the community, but people out west. It's violence on the west side. As soon as you get in Oak Park, I mean, it's a block away, ain't no violence. And in Chicago, you get a block away in Evergreen Park, ain't no violence. We got to put a war on poverty, a war on drugs. Not drugs. We need to do a war on jobs and contracts. If they do a war on drugs, it increase. There's a war on crime. They put all their money in increase. So let's see some jobs and contracts increase. That's all I can say. And go in them grammar schools, like y'all said, teach them short. Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
I'm with you. I'm about economics. I'm about, like, let's get some.
Exactly.
You feed people. Everybody talking this socialism. You give everybody their money. Everybody got their economics together. I think we'll cure and solve a lot of this. But I think people would tell you, they'll tell you stay poor. They'll be like, be poor.
No, piece of game. No.
Be poor.
No, I heard a brother when our comrade. No, see, that's our elders. They so used to not getting nothing. They said, we not inheriting in that. No, sir. We're not going. But that's what I'm saying. I've been fighting for these jobs 20 years. Half of these guys out here doing them crimes at 20 years old. They wouldn't even give me a job. Luckily, my son escaped that poverty. He did some things, but I had to get him out of it. Man, jobs I'm just saying money, man. Money, economics, man. That's all I can tell you, brother.
Thanks,
and they got enough of it. They can get Yes, sir.
No, go ahead. Okay, thanks, Israel. So I do think that there are jobs. And I would argue right now that this is probably the most lucrative job market in existence. People are able to leave, change. People are doing anything to get jobs. I don't know that it's jobs. Reese, you think if everybody could get a job, the crime would stop? You think people want to work?
More about affordable living is I just think people, especially, my generation, it's the living check to check and something like that. Like you're trying to say, you end up being a QP boy, you ended up, like no matter what, I believe to like stay afloat, even if you have a job, you got to be doing something on the side almost in the world today. So I don't know if
is that a reality for black people, you mean? Not because I don't think that's the case.
I mean, I think the reality for for sure for black people. Oh,
you're saying like even gig economy type stuff.
Right, like gig economy. So like I don't think a job, will probably help everyone. And maybe more affordable living, like just to imagine you going to work and then you spend 90% of your check, you know, on your bills. Like, that's not going to solve the problem, because now I'm going to try to find another hustle, you know, and now it's just be more like other crimes going on.
So just think about this right now. Speaking of that, I don't know if y'all noticed, that's why part of this, Riis said that even if most people got to have a side hustle. So it's crazy to me that right now the city council is considering potentially changing the idea of having a side hustle into turning it into a job to further put these people in these same situations. Riis, I don't know that a job is a solution to crime now. I don't. I think Salim is going to pivot back to reparations. And and I think this is the perfect time, because Salim talks about the fact that we cannot be repaired unless we get the economic reparations due to us. And I was just thinking about that reparations and how close I felt like we were to getting it, and now I feel like it's slipping away. You want to know why I feel like it's slipping away? I feel like it's slipping away because I'm now moving into my Washington, D.C. update. Can I ask y'all a question? What happened, and Salim, I'm about to break down to you right now why I'm like almost completely sure we're not going to get reparations. Because the white people in the United States aren't going to do what's best for them. So they certainly ain't going to do what's best for us. I don't know if you all have been seeing what's been going on in Washington, D.C. Have you been seeing what's going on in Washington, D.C. and the infrastructure bill, the Build Back Better America plan is slowly being whittled down from $3.9 trillion to now already $1 trillion. And Joe Manchin said he ain't going for no energy rebuild, right? So we sticking with the gas cars, no electric infrastructure. And so I think it's important. That we put this in context. Because white people are now cutting things out of the budget that benefit them, which means to me, they're not. If white folks are cutting things out of the budget that are going to benefit them, then what in the world makes us think we're going to get reparations? Now, I'm not saying I'm against it, but I think we have gotten further. I think that white folks are running out of black tricks. Does this make sense? White people are running out of black tricks. And so when they run out of black tricks, then they got to keep coming up with something bigger and better. You know, when you get high and you first get high, my cousin said, hey, you know, you smoking, you be like, boo, you could be smoking Reggie. You gone. Then over time, you go from Reggie to Dro, from Dro to Kush, from Kush to I don't know what they call that other stuff, to then you be at Za. You be Za. You be all Za, because now Reggie can't do it for you. Well, I feel like this is what they did for black folks, y'all. They have used every trick in the book as black folks are getting more and more aware of their scenarios. And let me back up. I want to ask you what happened to criminal justice reform. Salim, we were so close, we thought we could taste reparations, right? It was George Floyd. People was crying. There was murder. There was sentiment. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, they were all over. We are going to change the world. We're going to pass legislation for criminal justice reform. And now here we are a year and something in. Anybody talking about criminal justice reform at all? I mean, police are back to killing people and sicking dogs on them at a higher rate than they were before. So I gotta ask you, can somebody tell me what happened to criminal justice reform? Hello? Criminal justice reform. Let me throw something in you. I'm not gonna hurt your feelings. But I do want to point. Y'all remember George Floyd? I can't breathe. They killed him. in front of us on TV, and they promised us on every channel that there would be criminal justice reform. We are going to pass the George Floyd law. Remember when Joe Biden was walking around holding the family? They was everywhere. Man, we got us a friendship. We kicking it now. Remember the Floyds? Remember? He was at the funeral, right? We got to check. Maybe they got a foundation. So we got to check that. But until we do, what happened? Okay? What happened to criminal justice reform? And now we are almost pivoting back to locking people back up. Police, you know when you know how we was, and let me back up. We about to get, Joe Manchin is so bogus because Joe Manchin is, remember Joe Manchin won as a Democrat, but Donald Trump won his district by 40 points. He is reflecting white people. Like, they called the Democratic majority, but he got elected by Republicans. But again, he got a choice. But I'm going to let that be. Because so when we didn't have no choice, he had a choice. One person now has more power than 20. Joe Manchin now has more power than one black. Could you imagine if one Black Caucus member was like, I'm not voting for the budget because we don't got reparations, but we're not going to get that. But I got to ask you, what happened to criminal justice reform? Kamala? Joe? Let me tickle your fancy a little bit. I'm gonna move away from George Floyd. Whatever happened in Racine, Wisconsin? What happened with the Blakes? Right? Remember Joe Biden was on TV with the Blakes. He was, man, we friends. What happened? Didn't they just say the cop that killed Jacob Blake ain't getting no charges? None. Y'all got Derek Chauvin got jail time. Everybody else is still straight. What happened to criminal justice reform? And why is nobody talking about it? Let me take you another level. Y'all remember when John Lewis died? What happened to the John Lewis Voting Rights Act? At least we could pass the Voting Rights Act after they just stormed the Capitol. Voting Rights Act, anyone? We're going to pass the John Lewis voting. Like, that ain't got no money. That don't have no money. That nothing to do with money. The Democrats got the House, the Senate, and, wait a minute, so just be clear. The Democrats have the House, the Senate, and the presidency. You trying to tell me we can't get criminal justice reform or the John Lewis Voting Rights Act? Now, I think it's a damn shame that we even, and right now, at this point, the way the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, they should name it the Cesar Chavez Voting Rights Act, because it ain't about us no more. It's not about us. It's not. And so, as we got, I feel like we got talked out of our draws because we thought we was going to get flued out. And guess what? We got talked out of our draws and stayed local. Black folks, we didn't get flued out. We didn't get gone nowhere. Nobody took nobody. Who are our champions? So let me ask you a question. Since we agree that we made Joe Biden? Do you? Because quite frankly, if it wasn't for South Carolina, and do you recall, what's his name, Jim Clyburn, saying he was upset that he wasn't being listened to anymore, but he was credited as being the person that made him? Remember, that's the same thing that happened to Emo Jones with Barack Obama. You give a black man all the credit for doing all the heavy lifting, for turning the shifting the tide. And then, once it's on and popping, the white boys resume their position. So I got to ask you, Especially all the people that wore Chucks and Pearls. Anybody talk to Jacob Blake? Please tell me that the Blakes are nationally solid, because they were certainly on stage, and I don't mean this in a bad way. They were certainly featured by white folks in the heat of the election. Now, the reason I think this is important is because, do y'all remember the mothers of the movement? Y'all remember that 4 years ago? When it was Sandra Bland and Mike, what's my man? Mike Brown's mom. Remember when they assembled all the black mothers together, put them in white suits, and then marched them on the stage for Hillary? The mothers of the movement. And then once Hillary lost, we never heard from them again. I gotta ask a question. Are these white lynchings coincidental? They certainly seem to be convenient. They seem to be convenient for Democrats to use when it's time to whip us up. Because again, the whip for us was what? Was it George Floyd? Didn't we get all worked up when we watched George Floyd and we saw all the passion and the outrage and everything, and then they talked us out of even asking about our self-interest because we were so busy focused on the dead man on the sidewalk that they knew was the perfect foil. So now, how many more black people got to die to elect a Democratic president? How many? And then I gotta take it another step. You gotta understand how it feels to watch all these Black Caucus members who have not delivered anything for black people, period, but have delivered us to the white people. You got to understand how I feel when I come home and see them back at the crib and the congressmen who haven't done their job in Congress are trying to get involved in what's going on down here in Chicago, in Cook County. To the benefit of the white folks. I got to ask you, when have our electeds stood with us? Like, when have our congressmen stood with us? Because I'm passionate. That's why I'm yelling. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We come back, we're going to take your calls. Plus, we're going to continue this conversation. Because I got to ask, you know, I feel a certain way when I look up and I see all of these black congressmen lined up with the white guy talking about they endorsing somebody for something and they ain't did their own job at the crib. They do the job you was elected to. Stop endorsing the white guys. Because when have you ever sided with the black people? It's the Maze, and I'm talking about in a real fight. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
WIIFTBP.
Oh, man. They done messed around and gave New Era Chicago their own radio show. What they do that for?
You done messed up. So what we doing, bro?
Man, we talking about power.
Did you say power?
Not rights and equality, but power. We ain't begging, we building.
In that order, Chicago, and we got dope segments. Hey, yo, sis, holla at them.
Peace and love, family. It's Sister E of New Era Chicago in the building, dropping the statistics, holistics, and of course the ballistics. Good for the mind, body, and the soul. Let's get it, family.
And this your boy D Cook coming with straight facts. If you don't know, now you know.
And this is your other sister, Omo Oya Music, coming in peace, love, and light, getting real with my people so we can quit with the bull spit.
And this brother E, and I'm gonna wrap it up with the power surge.
Listen, it's going down every Wednesday night, 5 to 6 p.m. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's the Black Power Hour, New Era Chicago Radio on What's in It for the Black People Media.
All power to the people.
All power to the people.
All love it.
Yeah, I love being black, being black, being black. Hey, do this for my people.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8:35 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather report. In sports, the Chicago Bears will lose 24-14 to the Green Bay Packers. The Chicago Sky will beat the Phoenix Mercury 80-74 in Game 4 and win their first WNBA championship. Over the traffic on the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop is 1 hour. Outbound to O'Hare is 19 minutes on the Edens. Deerfield to Exchange, 53 minutes. Exchange back to Deerfield, 30. Eisenhower is an hour and 6 minutes from Thorndale to the Loop. Back out to Thorndale, just 49 minutes on the Stevenson. From I-355 to the Dan Ryan is an hour and 5 minutes. Outbound will be 46 on the Bishop Ford I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 47 minutes, 28 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 19 minutes to the Loop, 15 minutes back out to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jackson is 12 minutes. Jackson back out to 55th will be 7. The north side of things, Randolph to Bryn Mawr will be 8. Bryn Mawr back to Randolph will be 9. Today's weather is currently 52 and sunny. Today will be a high of 70 with a low of 46. I'm Reach the Ruler. You're listening to The Maze Jackson Show.
I miss your kiss. Your kiss is one of a kind. It feels so nice. Girl, you do it right. I miss. Oh, girl, you don't go too fast. You take your time. Just how I like. I miss. Hey. You kiss it, then I'm drifting off your love. Keeps me floating, girl. I miss. And ooh, it feels so good. I wanna come down. Girl, I'm missing that love. Come on. Ooh, babe, I'm missing all those kisses. Baby, bring those lips to me. Oh, babe, I'm missing all those kisses. Baby, bring those lips to me. Come on. Oh, when you're not around, girl, I'm weak. I swear I be hearing things. And if I cannot have you, girl, I'm feeling. Oh, that's such a talent you bring.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Rule in the building. Sometimes I be wanting to hear the song, man. It's like these songs I actually, I was thinking about independent artists. And I think about how much the marketplace has changed. Shout out to Kwaku. Big Rap. West Side. Shout out to Seawall Ballers. He said something to the effect that once you took the opportunities for music to blow up for music away, you changed the rules, and then you shorties have made up new rules, and there's no path forward. I was just thinking about it. Remember, like, how many of those quote unquote gang organizations, blah blah blah, in the 90s was able to flip that organization into a crew that was able to turn into some money. And I think about it. Now, I'm not saying it's everybody, but that was the model, right? Back at a point. So you think about Rockefeller, Cash Money, just all of them, Death Row, just all of them took that. It was the opportunity for black people to start transferring that illicit wealth into mainstream money, which was an opportunity that we didn't get. And now they've changed it back up. And so I feel you on the drill. It's playing out real screwed up in our neighborhoods. Let's go to the live lines, though, because I was talking before we went. What happened to criminal justice reform? What happened to the John Lewis Voting Rights Act? Like those have no cash value to them. That ain't reparations. What happened to him? It's the Maze Jackson Show. Caller, who's there?
What's up, Mace? Happy Monday, Motivation Monday. This is Greg Sherman.
Greg Sherman. What's up? Hey, Greg, you still got that little boy?
What up?
Hey, y'all, Greg got a 10-year-old doing 100 push-ups a day, man. A 10-week-old.
He's 10 months, boy.
Oh,
I mean, 10 weeks.
He 10 weeks. He got him doing 100 push-ups a day, dog. He came in. He looked up. He was looking around. I was like, dude can't even walk. Sitting in his mom holding him like this. Oh. What's up, Greg? How you feeling, man? Shout out to ECCSC.
Top of the morning. I feel great, man. I feel motivated. Listening to you today gave me more respect for you and the show, bro. You get it. I wish more black folks just come from on out and stop waiting on whoever they waiting on, the white politicians, Jesus, or whoever, and realize this is why we go so hard. You just said it. What happened to George Floyd moment? I still ain't never watched the tape because I can't. You think I'm crazy now? I made every news channel in Ferguson with the Blake situation. I was down there wholeheartedly, all in, about to go to jail. And you're right. The officer got right off. That's what happened to justice reform. The same thing that always happened to anything black. What's in it for black people? Nothing. You're going to get those chosen few that make it through, and they're going to forget about the rest of us 60% or 70% that's effed up. And to your question about jobs, brother, it's plenty of jobs. It's so many jobs. You go to these suburb areas, every Walmart, every Lowe's, everybody hiring, bro. The problem is we have a generation of children that are unemployable. And I say that as somebody who has hired and fired maybe 50 to 100 of them in the last 4 years. They're unemployable. They don't understand ethics. They don't understand morals. They don't understand work ethics or things that make you successful in the workplace. So once you hire them, you still got to fire them. The ladies got baby daddy issues. They frustrated as hell with the child, and their baby daddy, the boys is still trying to trap and be thugs and at work. It's really rough out here on our youngest, man. And we cannot forget about them. Every time I hear people or read these comments, they, them, lock them up, like they is horrible. You talk about 15, 16, 12, 13-year-old boys and girls. Them is our babies. We all responsible for the nature of our community right now. Because we let the old pastors and the old politicians trick our dumbasses, and now we just sitting back complacent, talk about them, they. So, man, keep going, bro. People listening, I'm listening. We're going to keep working. And who knows, my son probably will have a better place when he get older. But right now, man, black folks really got to get it together.
Greg, that's the point, though, right? Like, to me, that's the whole point, is to have them have a better place and not to have to operate under the same oppression that we have. I don't know how we get there, but I do know that we got to figure out some economics, right? We can't. It's like people talk this old pie in the sky, Ungawa black power with no economics, and then they they cut you off from economic resources. Then the first thing you be like is, I just got to get this bread. And I think.
Hey, man, can I say one more thing before I go?
Go ahead.
I just need, as you talk about economics, for those who don't have a way, for those of y'all who ain't never been, who don't have a degree, who really don't know what tomorrow may be and bring, you tired of your 9 to 5. As Tyrone has told y'all, Tyrone Muhammad, ECCSC, this cannabis space is a space for us all to go get some money right now.
Yes, it
Those
is.
damn dispensaries are illegal. Like, we could shut them down, open up shop. We can sell the product that it destroyed our whole communities for. I mean, we still talk about drug dealing, and the white boy's always been the best drug dealer. So if you lost and you don't have no way, if your husband sitting his ass on the couch too much, if your son sitting his ass in the basement too much, please have him reach out to ECCSC. We might have a thought for him that could change his life. And God bless you, Maze. Keep doing the work, bro.
Thank you, Greg. I appreciate you, man. Hey, man, I be seeing them brothers. Okay. Oh, Greg, you still on?
Yeah, I'm here.
You got to tell us who your best old school rapper is, dog.
Got to be Rakim, man. We ain't going Jay-Z. Jay-Z not considered old school because he was there then.
then I'm gonna go Rakim because he's probably the closest, or he probably was the Jay-Z predecessor to Jay-Z. So I'm gonna go Rakim.
All right, Jay Greg said Rakim. All right, you know Tyrone probably been like Tyrone Muhammad probably he rooting for Kool Moe D. Hey y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. It's like, yo, cuz, I know we got calls. I'm going to take your calls. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. What happened to the John Lewis Voting Rights Act? Hey, Riis, these are things, Salim, I'm talking to you. These are things that don't require money. They just require somebody to say it's all or nothing, right? It could pass by the slimmest of votes. We got the votes. If Joe Manchin don't vote for Voting Rights Act and he don't vote for the criminal justice reform, then take his ass out the Democratic caucus. But you can't, cause Joe Manchin. Think about this, y'all. Right now, one white boy from West Virginia is more important to the Democratic Party than all the black people in the country. Let me say that one more time. One white guy that represents 0.4% of the country is more important than every black vote that we've ever put down. Let that sink in. Do y'all remember the photo of Nancy Pelosi on her knee with the Black Power fist with the kente cloth and all of the white people being like, when George Floyd died? Where they at now? Go to the phone line, Riis. Who else is on the phone line? And y'all got to tell me y'all favorite old school rapper, too. Give us a call, 872-259-7474.
Come on, man. Who else, man? Come on, man. Who else needs to be on the phone line, man? We talking about them. We tripping, man. Y'all talking about who else on the phone line. You need to hang all other callers up right now. What are you talking about? Listen, man. Ain't nowhere in the world you talking about.
Mic up. I can't hear myself in this. Right.
Man, I ain't even going to go loud, man. I ain't going to go long, man. You can't hear me?
Go ahead. I can hear you. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, good job, good Greg. All I'm saying, man, is we always talking about voters right now. What happened? Man, it ain't never worked for us, bro. It ain't never worked for us. Our conditions and our situations in our communities, man, is a testament. And just like Greg said, we have allowed these politicians, the Democratic Party, Democratic slating, and all this retarded stuff and foolish stuff that we've bought into destroy our communities, man. And they all look like us. All these people in the space that we had, and even with the cannabis and all of this stuff, that's why we go so hard, we fight so hard, because black bodies for 50 years have been built off of cannabis. Cannabis have been a gateway drug for cocaine, heroin, and then extended clips and everything in order to protect your cocaine and your weed spots and your drug spots. They have locked our bodies up, then locked us out of the very industry that we built. They came to make the cannabis legal, and with the help of our Democrats and our black people, elected officials, they made this stuff legal. Now they still figuring out, okay, we can't lock them up for weed like that. So what we'll do is we'll arrest them, even though weed is legal. We'll illegally search their cars because they're driving while smoking, so we can find these guns. And so we might have locked them up for 3-4 years. Now if we find a gun in their car, we get 5 to 15, 20 years up out of them. Now we get them in there. We're permanently incarcerated. Now, when we would have released them and allowed them to come back out and amalgamate, and then maybe we'll lock them up again if they don't age out of crime and violence. Man, listen, man, we should have talking about jobs. While billions upon billions of dollars are being taken out of our community by foreign businesses. How our funds not working? How we don't control 10%, 15% of the dollars being taken out of our communities don't go back into the very blighted communities that these businesses occupy. Stop talking about what somebody's supposed to give us in the training when we should take the doggone stuff. We sitting around here acting like we ain't at war. Man, we are at war. We are at war, and our children and our own family members and their own fathers and sons are locking them up and telling them to kill them, destroy them, lock them up. Their own fathers, aunties, aunts, are scared of their own children. You are the hate that hate produce. Our children are the hate that hate produce. And if you're going to keep on talking about some jobs, you see, we don't see ECCSC sitting around here waiting on nobody, no white man to give us none. We ain't sitting around waiting on no politicians to give us none. We know we own this world. This is our city. This is our state. That's why you see us everywhere. We are not just our block, our hood. This is our whole city, man. This is our whole state. This is our whole country. We built it, and we the only ones that don't benefit from that which our ancestors have created and built. And that's over with, man. We can't sit around here. Y'all just sit on the couch, keep watching the Bears game. Y'all just keep.
Hey, check this out. We gonna keep watching the Bears
don't
game.
You speak for them. One more time.
We gonna keep on watching the Bears game. Bro, we gonna get the local weekend. Who your rapper, dog? Tell me who your rapper is.
No, man. Man, you know, it can't be nothing for KRS-One in terms of old school rapper. I'm talking knowledge, bro. Listen, Kane is the smoothest cat you're going to ever see and can spit and have knowledge at the same time and a player with it. But KRS-One, man, and Rakim and KRS-One, when you start talking about creating the positivity that made black men love one another, that made you go in the lab. Like, when I see you, I want to go in the lab and figure out how we get this economics. Why we get it. Quit acting like it's not about money. Slavery was about money, people. Slavery was about taking your black body and using it for the tools and the benefit of them so they can build magnificent structures on earth, heaven on earth, while you Negroes are still waiting. While you niggas still waiting on Jesus, God send you Jesus every decade. He send you a Jesus, and you kill him,
They kill him over and over again, like Groundhog
you
Day.
Keep killing them.
They have him for Christmas, and then they whack him at Easter. Hey, that's my
last
man,
thing, man. I'm gonna get up.
Come on,
man. Last thing, man. We sit here, the whole reason why we did this, support your local weed, man. I don't even smoke weed, man. I don't even drink liquor, man. In fact, I'm a vegetarian. So I don't promote nothing that you can control and deal with and have some moral resolve about it. What I'm saying is we created that as an affront because the politicians allow white men to create a licensing process that lock the very same people out that are the true social equity group and are the true victims of the war on drugs. They are the true veterans of the weed game, the drug game and everything, because white men put it in our community and gave it to us to kill ourselves. They should have been the first ones to get licensed. They should have been the first ones to get applications. But they so cold and so deviant that they locked us out with the help of our own brothers and sisters in the name of economics, because they those greedy, entrepreneurial, greedy people, black folks, knew they wanted an opportunity to eat. I'm gone, man. Bye.
You don't be hanging up on me like you got an attitude. This dude took like 7 minutes. He had a 7-minute call. Dog,
we got to get like a part in the show where he just call in and just go.
He just turn it on. Just like, you know what? For my bathroom breaks from now on, you go back live. You call Ty, he'll do it. No, shout out to Ty. You know Riis has wrote so many notes down. He finna do you. He gonna do you tomorrow. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna save it for tomorrow because I can't wait for that. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. What happened to Voting Rights Act? And what happened to the John Lewis? I just need for y'all to remember these things because they count on us not remembering, right? Remember Breonna Taylor. Remember all of how emotional we were. Remember the mothers of the movement. They put them in the white suits. You know we love a black woman in a white suit on big stage. What happened to our brother Jacob Blake was from here. We knew him. And shout out to Justin for doing everything to raise it up. But I just think about these Bidens now, and where are they now? Please tell me my brothers are taken care of. And then I think about these black not state reps. I think about these black congressmen and women. So here I go. I'm about to get in trouble, but I'm going to do it anyway. Y'all know that it cooks my grits when black people declare Eminem the greatest rapper. Cooks my grits. Cooks my grits. It drives me nuts. Yesterday I was watching people talking about the greatest rapper of all time. And I feel like there are black people that take pride in interjecting Eminem into the conversation. And I need y'all to stick with me here, okay? There are black people that take pride in introducing Eminem as the greatest rapper. I'm going to tell you Eminem is a good rapper. Could potentially be one of. But when black folks is talking and when black folks is convening, and you feel like it's your job to cape for the white person, I got challenges. Now, bear with me here. Because I saw a lot of congressmen, including some black ones, on a flyer endorsing a candidate for Cook County Assessor. Now, y'all know how I feel about the Cook County Assessor's race, right? Y'all know how I feel about that. There's a black woman that we all know and love that's in the Cook County Assessor's race. And so when I see our black congressmen and women lining up with the white boy, and they can't tell me what happened in Congress, they can't tell me what happened to the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, when they can't tell me what happened to criminal justice reform, but they can tell me that they want to support this white boy, I gotta ask, who asked the questions like, when are you for the black people? When are you, like, I would tell you all that as I look up and I look around and I look at the choices that we have, and when I look at what has happened in the Southland and what has happened to the people paying taxes in the South suburbs, and I see black people standing up for that white guy, at the same time they can't tell me about criminal justice reform, what happened to it. Well, that was your job? When you can't tell me what happened to the John Lewis Voting Rights Act and that was your job, but you got time to be here telling us about the white boy and the tough work he has ahead of you, you need to focus on the tough work you got ahead of you. Because the challenge we have with black people is how do you get to walk around black Chicago, black Cook County, as a congressman or a woman, seeing how our city went down, and you can walk around and not tell us what happened to criminal justice reform? You can't tell us what happened to the Voting Rights Act? But you running around here with the white boys? Talking about what's better for us? Start with your job. Start with the fact that we sent you to Congress to pass us a Voting Rights Act and to pass us some criminal justice reform. If you ain't got to talk about that, then don't come telling us about no other white boys. Because you ain't handling the white boys in your land. Please be clear. Please be clear. Y'all, it's going to be a lot. There are going to be a lot of black folks who have been so used to hiding under the cover of white folks without us ever having to answer a question, question. No, seriously. How many times has somebody showed up to an event that has something to do with criminal justice reform? How many times have you asked your congressman about criminal justice reform? How many times have you asked your congressman about the John Lewis Voting Rights Act? I'm talking about your congressman, not your senator, your congressman. So when they out here campaigning and rolling around, what are we re-electing people based on? What were the black issues that came up congressionally? Celine, we're not getting reparations. Celine, hear me, brother. They not giving us reparations when they are right now, like, ignoring completely. Y'all remember George Floyd was killed last year, right? Remember? We was all running to the poll. Remember y'all shut Cube down? Niggas, shut up. That's what y'all told him. Y'all wanted y'all pearls and y'all gym shoes and y'all chucks, and y'all let Joe Biden come tell us we wasn't black if we didn't support him. And where is he for you right now? Now. Am I telling you to vote for someone else? No, but I'm telling you when these people be all up in our face and we be clapping and they can't tell us. I want you to ask your congressman or woman what happened to criminal justice reform, black or white. Ask them. Ask all those people that was running around here, balling up fists, talking about George Floyd, crying, being on TV, leveraging our pain for white benefit. Ask them what happened. Ask them. See, it's like they know they can come in here and not say nothing. They don't got to answer no questions. Y'all going to be like, let me take a selfie. Where's your criminal justice reform? Where's your Voting Rights Act? And by the time they pass, you know they ain't going to pass no Voting Rights Act for no black people. They're going to be telling us it's for, right? Like, why do I care what anybody in Congress told me about anything that's going on in Cook County? If you ain't telling me about the two things that were the two number one priorities. You had 2 jobs. 2 jobs. Y'all ask me why I be yelling because I get passionate. Because it's like as I get through this show, it's like the more and more it just be jumping out to me like, really, you? Y'all, hold on. And I'm going to be through because I'm going to probably be in trouble. But just for y'all to be clear, we haven't heard from any black congressman in Cook County or white one at that, for that matter, about what happened to criminal justice reform and what happened to the John Lewis Voting Rights Act. Did I call on that line? Let's take that call before we get up out of here. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Caller.
Good morning, Maze.
Uh-oh. What's up, brother?
Maze.
Yes.
Man, Clyburn gave us Joe Biden.
He did.
Right?
He did.
Tell me, what did he get for doing such a great job for the black community? Tell me one thing that he got for the black people. And if he didn't get anything, do you expect to get anything? No, he gave us the president, right?
He did.
So he had to be able to make a deal to get something for his community, for black folks someplace. Can you please tell me what we got? And you are now talking about criminal reform and this and that for the Hispanics? Wait a minute. We have to change our ways, man. You know it. Come on, man. Come on. Tell the people we got to change our ways.
Check this out, Brother Byron.
Yes, sir.
Think about this, how crazy this was. Last week, 2 weeks ago, Marsha Fudge, the black Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, went to go show, when all the big willies showed up, they came to show the new housing development for undocumented immigrants as part of their plan. For us, they went to an old project where they had mold, roaches, rats, and they celebrated opening up the playground in the middle of this crazy place. And it's like, wait, hold on. Y'all got other business besides how is Byron, what I don't understand, and maybe somebody said, and I saw this in YouTube, somebody said it's easier to fool people than to convince them that they've been fooled. And I just don't know how we get out of it, because I feel like the Democrats are next time it's going to be a mass murder of black kids at a school or something that's going to get us all, because they got to keep stepping it up, right? So first it was the Mothers of the Movement, then it was George Floyd, and they played that tape ad nauseum, and we never got away from it. We were traumatized over and over and over to remind us. What do they have to do next time to convince us? Because I'm nervous about that.
Maze, don't be nervous. We got to play the game they play. It's called leverage. You know it's leverage, dude. We got to leverage our vote to get what we want. And if it means going over somewhere and working with the cartels to get what we want, we got to do it. We cannot. Maze, we got to do it. Close your eyes. Stop falling for the boogeyman, orange man. If the poorest man wants to give us $500 billion or whatever, let's go ahead and take it, Maze. Please, let's go ahead and take it. Forget the zero. I'm tired of the zero, Maze. Please, Maze, we gotta change our ways of doing business. And you know it's all about leverage. We gotta leverage our folks. We cannot do the same thing. Well, they got Senator next year, a lady that went to the Vietnam War in Illinois. She's going to free election. She's going to get 95% of the vote for doing nothing for us. She's going to get 95% of the black vote for doing nothing. Let's leverage our vote. Go ahead, Maze.
Nah, I'm going to tell you. And I'm just thinking, like, we done forgot. And let me just bring this back home to Lori Lightfoot. Y'all was mad about, what's her name? Anjanette Young, y'all done forgot about that. So this is what we're going to do, Riis. You know how we usually close out on Ness? We're going to close out on the Anjanette Young because we got to help people remember. Like, y'all, first of all, Byron, thank you for calling. Thank you for everybody for tuning in one more time. Like, you know I be asking y'all to stop just taking the selfie. Can you please ask every congressman or woman? Can you ask Tammy Duckworth? Can you ask Dick Durbin? Before y'all run up and take the picture, before y'all tell them how great they are, before y'all tell them about January 6th, can y'all ask them what happened to criminal justice reform? Didn't I see you on TV talking about George Floyd, wasn't you? And what happened? What happened to the John Lewis Voting Rights Act? With everything that happened with January 6th, with everything up, y'all mean to tell me we couldn't get nothing? Like nothing. This is the Maze Jackson Show, asking you for Maze and Riis, Ruthie. Did I scratch? I ain't scratched them off yet. And Todd. I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking you every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Hey, Riis, did I tell them people I got a blue check? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
Today we learned that a Kentucky state grand jury found that the officer responsible for killing Breonna Taylor. Rulings like this one set us back and come as yet another challenge to the hard work and progress we've already made. It means we fight even harder against the systems of inequality and injustice designed to keep too many of us down. We will and we must continue to say her name. We will and we must continue to demand justice. And we will and we must do everything in our power to prevent any more names from being added to this roll, like George Floyd, or closer to home, Rekia Boyd, and Laquan McDonald, and too many others. I want you to know that I support you and will do everything in my power to protect you.
Regarding the CBS 2 story last night about the raid on the social workers.
I'm going to volume. Hey, y'all, if you are still tuned in, just for the record, I want you to make sure you tune in tomorrow. Joe Ferguson, the former Inspector General, he left. He'll be here tomorrow at 7 o'clock in studio with us. So we're going to talk about all of this, the Anjanette Young, everything that's happened during the mayor's, during his tenure, all the way. He's been there for 12 years, so we got a lot to talk about. But, hey, Riis, go ahead and finish up that spot. I just wanted to make sure y'all tune in tomorrow, 7 o'clock. It's going to be a banger. I bet the mayor will even be watching because you know she nervous. She like, please, don't let him. But I think he can't say nothing because it's confidential. But we'll figure it out. Context clues, the Maze Jackson Show tomorrow.
Home. Why did your administration go to court to try and prevent the body camera video from being broadcast? And why is your administration asking a federal judge to punish Miss Young for sharing video of her own home being raided?
And I watched that video. Now, this case was litigated in federal court. The federal judge put in place an order. There's allegations that she has violated that. A federal judge put rules in place. It's for that judge to determine whether or not that was appropriate. I'm not going to sit here and second guess a federal judge or how the information related to that matter is handled. That's for that judge who I know and is very competent and I'm sure will be fair in assessing.
Because
And so
COPA has not yet made a decision in 22 months on this.
I just, look, we got to fess up and we got to clean it up. We will and we must continue to say her name.
Today, the Biden administration is releasing what it calls a new strategy to fight domestic terrorism. Following a 100-day review, federal officials are now laying out a new plan hoping to deter, detect, and prosecute domestic terror.
They went to the Capitol waving their flags and looking for smoke. We was out there looking for justice. They was over there looking for votes. Ashley Babbitt was with him and told all the people that nothing could stop us. She climbed through the Capitol window, breaching security, and called a shot, bro. The media say she a veteran. They paint the picture to make her look greater. But she disrespected the same country that she served. That makes her a traitor. They was fighting police, resisting arrest. On God, I couldn't believe it. I guess blue lives only tend to really matter when it's convenient. Hey, these are the times we witness in history. All because they didn't get a victory. United States is so contradictory. We get equal rights, that's a mystery. Politicians, they more like magicians. You know they got tricks up their sleeve. We point out the flaws that's up in this country. You know they gon' tell us to leave. Somebody try to help me understand it. Always seems like a double standard. They be out here leaving us empty-handed to certain rights we are not granted. The media is the culprit when it comes to the comparison. Cause when it comes to race, they always changing up the narratives. Terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. We still out here trying to get our reparations, but the government pump faking out here hesitating. I'm out here trying to keep my peace, so I keep meditating. The media make us look bad, they taint our reputation. Look, it's so sad that COVID causing toe tags. You claim you so patriotic, but you ain't wearing no mask. You out here wilding with your MAGA flags and showing your ass. You wanna be part of some type of revolution so bad. Look, you talk revolution and constitutional rights, homie. I guess we forgot about back in the days when all of the business was whites only. Yeah. George Floyd got justice. Juneteenth got much respect. They made it a national holiday. Man, it's all good, but cut the check. They giving out all of these vaccines, putting it in you like caffeine. Was it all in the part of the plan? I bet money like DraftKings. It's land of the free, home of the brave. 1776, we wasn't free till 1865, so we wasn't part of that shit. And that there's terrorism.